Alright, we should be live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. How y'all doing? Are we live? Yeah, I think we're live. Test 1, 2. Oh, audio level is low. I think I gotta turn it up. Because I use the same mic for recording with the camera. There we go. That should be better. Let's see. First in the house is Dispatcher Gaming. What up? Yo, home server stuff. Let's go. I'm very curious. We're gonna run some polls tonight. About. I'm curious how many people are interested in this kind of stuff. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not interested in the tinkering around with it as much as I am of the utility of it. Though, once I go down a rabbit hole, maybe I'll get sucked in like everybody else who seems to, you know, once they spin up their own home lab, they just get deeper and deeper in and then keep on upgrading and expanding and all that stuff. So, but we don't really talk about that on the streams or on the channel, like, at all in the last 10 years. Run the polls, don't slide them down. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? Ed Droid, run the polls, don't slide them down. I don't know what you mean. I know what you mean by run the polls because I do want to run polls tonight, but sliding them down, I have no control for when they get, you know, lost in chat, unfortunately. Staying 2 on 7, what up, what up? What up, Kale130? Hello, Giant Robots, good evening, everyone. Staying 2 on 7, DIY NAS running Proxmox and TrueNAS build. Is that your suggestion for me? I'm actually going to be looking for your guys' suggestions with regards to how I should approach this. And I think there are like 3 major approaches. And we'll go over that once we actually start the stream. But right now, we're just saying hello, getting acquainted for the week, etc. What up, Techie Tech? Jason Whitmer says, home servers, what am I, some kind of nerd? Yes, yes you are. Manstan, what up, bro? What up, Tony Martinez? What up, Ed Droid again? Oh, stripper pole. Got it. Well, I'm a spelling, I didn't read it that way because it wasn't spelled P-O-L-E, but yes. What's wrong with sliding down poles? Honestly, I do not look down on people who do that for a living. I can say, we can run a poll. Here's the first poll. And this is anonymous on your guys' end. Have you ever been to a strip club? People are coming in the stream and be like, what the hell is going on right now? But I have never been to a strip club. I don't even know if I've had opportunities, because if I'm going to a strip club, I for sure am not going to be going alone. It would be as a part of a bachelor party and things like that. But I feel like the circle of people I surround myself with, like my group of close in real life friends, we're not like huge partiers, huge like drinkers, doing drugs, going to strip clubs, gambling, you know, all the things that you think of when you think of the movie Hangover, right? So but since we're gonna mention polls and stripper polls, I'm just curious. It doesn't tell me who voted what, so if y'all are like, you know, embarrassed or ashamed of it, feel free to vote truthfully. It doesn't say. 64% yes, 36% no. I wish I had the space for it regarding the NAS. Or just like whatever DIY home storage solution or server or Plex, whatever the heck. I guess depending on how you build it, you can get a really small box, but then you have to have it like continually plugged in, and ideally you'll have it on like a UPS or something in case power. I guess it doesn't matter if the power goes out. But you have to have like a closet to stick it in or somewhere. Yeah, if you have like, I guess, a small bedroom or something, it might be hard to fit. But for me, I need to figure out. Right now, I do have a Synology 2-bay NAS, and we'll talk about more of this in a bit. But I do have that, and that's upstairs. I'm trying to think if I want to move everything down here to my studio basement, but I have time to think about that because I'm only starting to, you know, brainstorm of how I want to approach home lab stuff. Vibe says, "Oh my god, I love your videos so much. It inspired me to start building PCs." Thank you for the kind words. That is one of the reasons I'm here for, to help people out and to help out, inspire you to do builds, save money, maximize your dollar spent, etc. And, you know, just have a good time. So, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate it. Robert Fixit says, "Yes, sir. I'm trying to get into the home server unit and retire my Optiplex." When you say that, do you mean like you have a DIY, you know, you're just using some Optiplex with some drives plugged in and whatever software, and you're trying to get a specific, like, whatever. I don't even know all the terminology for this stuff. Like, basically a NAS portable box. Hazard Me says, "Ha ha ha ha." I'm guessing that's regarding the stripper stuff. Yeah, it looks like 2/3 of y'all have been to strip clubs. I don't know if I have any more opportunities to go. I'm a happily married man. Most of my friends are married. There's no more bachelor. I think we got like 1 or 2 bachelor parties left in my core group of friends. And honestly, with some of those guys, it might just be a bachelor LAN party. I don't know if it's, you know, is the type of party to go to strip clubs and stuff, but we'll see. So yeah, I think the window for me to go to a strip club has closed. I want something I can turn on and off, not 24/7. That's a good point. And honestly, so I feel like I try to help you guys out as much, you know, through my videos and the weekly streams and all of that. I'm also a noob at many things. I don't know a lot of stuff. I'm always constantly learning. But I try to help people where I can. But I feel like this stream, if we do go the route of mainly talking about NAS, because people are interested in it, not just NAS, but just general home lab stuff. If we go the path where the chat is all about it and we are talking about it, the whole thing, I'm hoping to learn a lot from you guys. And we'll talk more on that in a bit, but we're still saying hello and getting acquainted for the stream. What up, Noxious? Just do what I did in high school. Plug in another PC into the wired connection to your router and you can access all the files easily, lol. I mean, that's kind of what it is. You are plugging in like another, I'm not going to call it is a computer. But it's not like what you think about, like a personal computer where you're going on it and like using Windows or whatever, right? But it is another computer that houses a bunch of storage that you can connect to. And you can't set it up as, like, when I do multiple computer setups, I can transfer files between them if I have network sharing on and stuff like that. But this is for like high capacity storage. Because if you guys saw my most recent video, you'll know that I just have too many digital files. Just like this week I have been, you know, deleting duplicates or stuff that I like probably don't ever need anymore, but I easily have over like 16 terabytes of stuff I do want to keep. A lot of it's YouTube stuff. I think I have like 10 terabytes over 10 years of doing YouTube almost. But then I have like, you know, personal videos and files and things like that as well. Vatash says 2 Unraid servers, 1 TrueNAS, building a mini rack. See, I'm going to be asking you guys later on in the stream, like, what your like, home servers look like. Feel free to start dropping in the stream submissions channel of the Discord server, right? Either in stream submissions or if you wanted to set it in build setup showcase. If you guys want to take a picture of your home servers, like if you have, you know, just a single machine, multiple, as well as listing out the specs, what OS you use, etc. And I will go through them in the stream. I'm just curious to see what the distribution is of people who do run their own home servers. But yeah, I mean, this stuff is all very new to me. You know, over the years, I've just never become interested in spending more time and dabbling into it because, you know, we have limited time. Being a content creator and being into just being a gamer in general takes up plenty of your time, let alone being an adult with responsibilities. Like, you have to limit your hobbies, but sometimes you have to cross over into other hobbies when you need to get stuff done. And I need more storage space because right now my 2-bay Synology NAS is very unoptimal. I've got two 14 terabyte drives in there in RAID 1. So that's like it's mirroring. I could, if I had, what is it, RAID 6 or RAID 5 single or double parity, I could expand my storage with the same number of drives that I have. So Android. Oh, I don't look down on them either. The strippers. Usually up higher than my point of view. Wow. Okay, more people are voting, and it is balancing out a little bit. Is a server worth it for the average family? What are the benefits for the average person? Honestly, I guess, what is your guys' definition of a Hardware Haven stuff? Yep. I know, I met Hardware Haven, and I haven't met Jeff Geerling personally. I saw him at LTX, but yeah, I'm very aware of these guys that you're posting in the videos in the Discord server, and I'm definitely gonna have to check them out as I get into the weeds of this stuff. But what are the benefits for the average person? I mean, you guys can name it. People like to stream from them. Like, if you have like a smart TV and you get whatever program, like, so that you can stream whatever your media files are, or not even just your like TV in your living room, but just to anywhere. For me, the main reason I want it is for just larger storage. I just need more storage. Owning your own data is a big one, says what Jinev. Oh man, I probably butchered your name. Jinev? Owning your own data is the big one. I mean, I have some stuff on like Google, you know, Google Drive and Google Photos and stuff, but I own the majority of my own data. But my question is, how much data does a typical person have? Okay, we're gonna end the stripper poll. We're gonna end the stripper poll. Let me get to the other super chat on Techie Tech first, and because we're already getting into this, people seem pretty excited to talk about server stuff. So okay, Techie Tech says, any suggestions on a budget case fan? RGB or no RGB? Just need 6 of them. Doesn't have to be PWM. 120mm only. I mean, Arctic. I think there are quite a few budget fans, but I think Arctic, do you need airflow or pressure? Either the F12s or P12s. So here's the P12s. They have higher scooped blades meant for pushing past, like, you know, mesh and heatsink fins and things like that. Or they have the F12, which has more fan blades but are less scooped and are meant for when there's less obstruction in front of the fan. Honestly, what's the price difference? 29 versus 34. I don't think you can go wrong either way. And these ones spin faster, 1800 RPMs. I mean, I use them interchangeably. I've put F12 airflow fans in front of, like, on heat sinks and in front of, you know, like cases with like holes, perforation and stuff like that. And there's no problem. You just need to promote some kind of airflow. Between these two, these come in 5 packs. You need 6. Maybe you don't need 6. Maybe you can just put 5 in, because I feel like most PC cases are probably fine with 3 to 4 fans. Like, in most scenarios. Unless you're running super high-end hardware, you're probably fine, even though I will probably have to pick up some more of these fans depending on the case for whatever, you know, home lab server I put together, depending on the case I get. But yeah, these are probably most people's go-to, though. I think Thermalright, do they have 6-pack? Thermalright has, this is a 5-pack with RGB and it's even cheaper. And I don't know. Do you guys think Thermalright fans are loud? I personally am okay with their noise levels because I'm not running crazy high overclocks and like Ryzen 9s or i9 14900Ks and things like that. Like anytime I do whatever builds that I do, I'm able to run the fans at like 50% fan speeds and get decent temps. So it depends on the hardware specifically. Thermalright is crazy good value. I mean, look, this is 66% of the price with RGB than the other ones that we just saw from Arctic. But you can go either way. I don't know if anyone has tested the longevity or you know, the time between failures between this and the other ones. It would be pretty hard to do because you can't just do it with like one pack. You might have outliers and just like anomalies failing. So yeah, I don't think Thermalrights are loud. I have heard people say Thermalright fans are loud, but that might just be like Noctua purists, and you know, they might think everything except for Noctua fans are loud. Okay, let me see. Okay, we got to. I'm going back into chat because I had to read that super chat, but I do want to get caught up real quick. Chris says, I wanted Synology level ease of use, but not Synology. So I jumped on HexOS for lifetime license. Still don't have any hardware, but soon, hopefully. Okay, so you went with the solution that costs. And I'm willing to pay. Like Jason was telling me about Unraid and said that it has like a one-time pay license, which I'm okay with. I don't like one-time pay as long as it's not subscription. I'm okay with. Are you not okay with Synology, Chris? Or do you not want Synology because of the most recent controversy and drama that they've been in? Yes, no hubs needed due to daisy chaining, exactly, with the Thermalrights, which is pretty nice. Yeah, Synology. So I got my Synology 2-way NAS. It was through a sponsorship from Synology back in like 2020, like the peak of the pandemic. So I've had it for almost 5 years now, and I've just been using it essentially as a glorified external hard drive that's, you know, I can access through my network and not through a USB port. But I mean, I think back then Synology was pretty well received. I wonder, are they gonna backtrack what they're doing? I feel like for a while Synology was a pretty popular, you know, like well received brand, but like all things, every brand has like their downfall moment. Like Bamboo Labs for the longest time was very popular and everyone loved them and the ease of use and stuff. And then boom, they got their controversy. And then you can talk about the PC hardware space. You know, any company you can think of, Asus, NZXT, all these companies at one point pretty well loved, drama-free, controversy-free, and then boom, Gamers Nexus makes a expose on them and they're screwed. But yeah. Arno G says, I delivered a pizza to Mons Venus in Tampa. I'm guessing that's a strip club. When I was 20, to the girl on the stage. Best day of my delivery life. Nice story. They should open a club where you can look at RTX 5090s, 9070 XTs, and B580s in real life. Things that are not attainable. Lol. Let's see. Okay. I need to... Yeah, Jainav seems to be very, very excited about talking about home labbing. Can't wait for the data hoarder NAS. And he's got TrueNAS 4 times 18 terabyte drives in 18 terabytes, but how much usable storage do you have from that? What, I guess, what not redundancy, but like what equivalent of RAID configuration do you have it in? Okay, we got, my goodness. I gotta get through the super chat stuff, and then we'll get to more talking about home labs. So unfortunately, I had to skip through a bunch of stuff. So if you have to rewrite your questions for me to potentially see it, For chat feels like it's moving very fast tonight for the number of viewers we have right now. It's kind of funny how that works. But what are your thoughts on Asus ROG Strix 27-inch 4K monitor? Dual mode. I got too many monitors. What are my thoughts on a 27-inch 4K monitor? I feel like 27-inch. When I think of 27-inch, I think of the sweet spot of everything, like performance, price, quality, and stuff is at 1440p. I don't know about this one actually. I don't use. Let me see. I have a 4K monitor. I don't use it except for at the test bench. So, and then it's just a Dell cheap one. Let me see what the size is. Okay, so yeah, I have a... I never use it in 4K mode. I have a 4K 24-inch Dell like office monitor to the side that I use for my test bench. And the font on that, when it's on 4K mode, it is way too small. 27, I can see it being a little bit better. But I don't have any thoughts on this specific 4K monitor of this specific brand and model number. Unfortunately, Retrovet. But 320 hertz, is anyone running anything at 300 FPS aside from League of Legends and Valorant at 4K? I don't know. I posted on PC Build Discord if anyone's willing to take a look, says Techie Tech. Yes, we can take a look at that. You do not have to donate Super Chat for this kind of stuff. It is more likely that I will see it, but don't feel obligated to like do that for me to see things. Okay. Bro, selling PCs has been so slow lately. It's been downhill lately. I mean, people... Are we going into a recession? I don't know, depending on who you ask. But, what are we judging that by? Our retirement accounts? Because I know my retirement account has been looking pretty bad as of late. It'll recover over time and stuff like that. But, I don't know. People might just be spending less nowadays. But, why would selling PCs is slow depending on how good of a deal hunter and builder you are and flipper you are, right? You can't expect to buy parts off of Amazon at going prices, put together a build, slap $150 or $200 on it, and then expect it to sell easily. You gotta buy used parts, get them at pretty good deals, and that's where you're gonna make most of your profit. So I am not a PC seller and flipper, so I mean, I'm looking at my market from time to time to see what people are selling, and it is pretty competitive. If anything, it just might be an indication of how competitive your local market is to you. Not so much that you're doing a bad job, but a lot of people are, you know, able to push the I guess value for their listings more. Tech Blasphemous says Unraid rocks. Unraid is a subscription now, unfortunately. What did it used to be free? I was really leaning away from Synology stuff because proprietary stuff and Synology tax. Then they jumped off the deep end with recent hardware, like the hard drive locks, right? And now I never want their stuff. Yeah, so my plan probably is to, once I get this second server up and running, because I have some like almost new. How many? Let me see how many hours I have on the on my drives in the Synology. In my NAS right now. Let me see. Make sure I don't show anything that I shouldn't be showing. GiantFG says, well, here's the thing. Right now, I just want data storage. Yeah, I don't really care to stream from it or like, I just want data storage. But in the future, if I change my mind, I don't want to go through the hassle of having to, you know, switch over to a different environment. Yes, server part deals. Well, so part of the reason why I found some pretty good deals near me for drives. I need to go check them out. But yes, server part deals, I've seen them all over Reddit. They have like ads and stuff. Since I've been looking into more home lab stuff, I've been seeing their ads just like everywhere. I'm well aware of them. Unfortunately, prices for drives have gone up in the last year. Like what was priced something a year ago now seems to be like 30 to 50% higher in price, which kind of sucks because I missed the boat on some pretty good deals, it seems. But let me see. You can use Open Media Vault as a NAS OS. Let me see. Synology software is... Yeah. So I'll show you guys currently, just to give you an idea. I think DS220 Plus. This is what I got. And I got this one through, again, Synology wanted to run a sponsor on it. And it's only 2 bays. So you can imagine how limiting this is when it comes to expansion. Since I have 2 drives in here. RAID 1, so they're mirrored. Like... I can't expand anymore. I mean, I could expand by buying like a 4 bay, which is like what the price jumps up to. Oh, there's no price on here. Oh, like $600, and then 5 bay is like how much? $700. Though Ugreen did hit me up, so I don't know. Just had a situation this weekend. Friends Mobile died. Made a deal and offer about 1 a.m. to pick up a Z390 with 32 gigs, 3200. Oh, so extra RAM for $100. Picked it up. Swap. You picked up a one. I don't know if I would ever do a part pickup deal at freaking 1 a.m. That just sounds sketch. Because any public location you're gonna meet at is gonna be like dead, like silent, right? Or you know, it's gonna be empty. Like usually I meet in front of like Home Depot, Starbucks, gas station, where they're during the daytime when there's people. Going to pick up something at 1 a.m. unless you're going to like Taco Bell or whatever the heck is open past midnight. Even then, those like fast food places are not super busy. I guess if you go and you're packing some heat, you should be fine, but still. Oh, the deal was confirmed at 1. I was about to say, you actually picked it up the next day. Okay, got it. TrueNAS has ZFS. Okay. So ZFS, when I was looking into it, I saw this, but what is ZFS? Z file system, powerful enterprise system, knows data integrity, reliability, scalability. Okay. I'm gonna have to be looking up a lot of these terms. See, this AI overview gives me no information. What is the point of ZFS? Manages file system through hierarchy that allows simplified management of properties such as quotas, reservations, compression. Okay, that still doesn't help me out. You can add single drive to expand your RAID array. Okay, so it's kind of like parity. Or parity is a form of ZFS, it sounds like. Because, yeah, that's essentially what I want. Those Ugreen NAS units are pretty legit. They sent me their 4 bay and it's awesome. Yeah, Ugreen actually hit me up last month about their 4 bay. So this is why I kind of want to... here, do I have it pulled up? So Ugreen, this one right here. They literally sent me an email wanting to sponsor a video. I could probably just do a pre-roll ad. I don't even have to do like a dedicated video, but I would eventually do a dedicated video. I'll probably do the pre-roll first, get this, start using it, and then make a video about my experience using it. But I guess using one of these, like, you know, turnkey boxes as opposed to building up your own system. This is what I currently use right now, essentially, except a Synology 2-bay version. What are your guys' thoughts on... I mean, I know one of the downsides of this is probably you're limited to 4 drives, which that could be a problem for Danny down the road. Right now, if I do double parity, like, I could... like 12 terabyte drives, right? And I think I want to do double parity just because I don't want to be down when only one drive fails and have to like rebuild, right? But what are the downsides of using a box like this? I guess if the box fails, you have to replace the whole box. If you're building it out of, like, you know, your own, like, I have plenty of spare hardware of, like, you know, a couple gen old hardware that I could use. So motherboard, CPUs, RAM, power supplies. I could build a system that could house these drives and do it. It won't be as portable. And if something fails, I could diagnose it and figure out and then replace parts. So is that just the pros and cons that I just listed right there? Or what have I not thought of when it comes to using something like this? You can't upgrade or add anything. Okay, so and I'm well aware of that. I guess you can always move your drives to a different system that you've built later on if you want that, right? And as a content creator, I will always have at least a couple of, like, enough spare parts or just a spare system on hand to be able to do that if I want to. So I don't know if that's that big of a deal. I was talking to Jason about it. Double parity, you should get more drives, I feel like. Yeah, for sure, because this is going to limit me to only, with the 12 terabyte drives I was telling you about, I would only have 24 terabytes, which sounds like very little for 4 drives. But what if Ugreen wanted to send me their 6... Don't they have a 6-bay version? Let me see. Ugreen NAS. What? Yeah, they have a 8-bay version. This would be like... I feel like this is almost cheating. Is this cheating? Like, just shoving drives in and it just works turnkey without any tinkering around? Or if you just use Unraid or TrueNAS on it, then it's fine. Yeah, see, they usually have their own software. Yeah, I remember we talked about this that one night, Jason, where, like, if you want to move it from, let's say, because Ugreen has their own thing, and you want to move it to, let's say, something that you built with TrueNAS or Unraid, you were saying you might have to back up all your data because there's no way to essentially quickly move it over. Unless someone else in the chat knows and can tell us, like, how easy is it to move drives filled with data from one ecosystem to the other, or one OS to the other? Like, going from, like, TrueNAS to Unraid, or the other way around, or to even a Ugreen one. Moving drives filled with data, taking it out, putting it into, you know, a different system. You can't really move the drives like that unless they're in the Z pool. Jason Wimmer, I had a friend pull drives out of his NAS and tell me he was going to keep them as extra drives. He thought they'd still work with Windows. I said nope and told him to put them back. Glad you caught them. I mean, in that case, is the data compromised? I mean, so long as you put it back in, shouldn't it be fine? Or are these systems not that robust? Where if you pull something out while it's powered on and data is being transferred to or from it, or modified on it, are you screwed? DIY NAS is way cheaper and you can choose the OS of your choice when building the PC. Yeah. And again, to me, I guess either option wouldn't cost anything because I've worked with Ugreen before and they seem to be very, like, adamant about, you know, getting promotions for these boxes. So I think either way, financially, it's the same for me because I'm going to be using spare parts that I have on hand anyway. So I'm not having to spend more money. Now, you could think that that's opportunity cost. I could have sold my old parts off, but I'm not looking at it like that. I'm trying to be as budget conscious as possible, and both options don't cost me any more money. So Ugreen 4 bay is plenty. Yeah, but if I want double parity, then I only have 24 terabytes. And right now I have... I said 16 earlier. It's probably closer to 20 terabytes of data already. It's ready to be moved over onto whatever I end up with. Every search for NAS I came up with Ugreen reviews. Ugreen, I mean, they only recently released these things, right? Within like the last year or so, or maybe last year or two. But I've kind of only been hearing good things about them. That's because Ugreen paid a lot of people to do videos on their NAS, lol. That's true. This thing only has 4 ratings. How many of these are bought versus how many were received for free on Vine? Let me see. Verified purchase. Verified purchase. Okay. This one doesn't specify. Interesting. For a budget, I'd say you do TrueNAS on bare metal. I don't even know what that means. You guys got a bare metal server hosting. Okay. Check out AOO Star WT. So, oh, your mini PCs. Oh, okay. This is also 4 bay. Yeah, I'm thinking I have to go with at least 6 bay. 6 bay, or I think I'm gonna start, because I'm getting ready to buy some drives from someone locally. I think I'll buy 4 of them from that person. But I have so many spare like 3 terabyte drives just sitting on my shelf that I would love to just be able to stick and expand in storage, just to mess around with until I get more big drives to replace them with. And if I get a 4 bay drive, I'm pretty much stuck to what I'm gonna like start off with already. I want, I guess, some room for drive expansion. See, so do a giveaway after you replace them. I'm not sure if you guys want my old... actually, I don't even know how I feel about it. There are ways to like rewrite over the cells and stuff of a drive, or the data blocks multiple times to make sure it's not recoverable, but still, I think with storage, there's always a use for storage, even with old hard drives, unless they're like, you know, 240 gigabyte HDDs or something, right? But for stuff that's like at least 1 terabyte, I feel like there's always a use case for them, even in like budget builds. Fractal, I think I might have... I unintentionally... Oh my god, I have one of these. So, funnily enough, one of the PCs that my... Here, let me see. Let me see if I can find this. So, Jason, you're still using Unraid, right? But then you say you were going to try something else soon. What was it that you said you wanted to switch over to? Was it TrueNAS or was it something else? Friend leaving the country build. Let me see if I can find it. Friend leaving country. Alright. Nope. That's not it. Okay, here we go. Alright. It's funny because I think sold this case to Tech by Matt. But then it didn't make sense shipping wise. But he was looking for I think the Fractal Define 7 R7. And I just happen to have one. Okay, do I put what this parts overview is? Where's the case? DDR3 RAM at 18 megahertz, and the contributors to for mid-range. Remember, or show it maybe it's been on lease, but it's also... Oh, it's an R4. Dang, never mind. It's not an R7. How many drive bays does this thing have? Probably not way less. Drive bays. Oh, 8. Oh, it's got 8 bays. I switched to TrueNAS about 2 months ago just to test out. I still feel like you should use Unraid, haha. Wait, so Jason, what is your total storage capacity, storage pool, whatever the terminology for that? What is your total, and how did you end up backing it up? Build it in that, but also get the Ugreen 4K no los dos. That's a good point. Or start on the Ugreen, do the sponsorship, get paid, get a free nice NAS box, and then switch over afterwards and just reap all the benefits, right? Like, what is the downside from that? You have 5, 8 terabytes. So 1 is parity. That means you have 32 terabytes. Oh, and then 2 SSD mirrored. So 1 parity for your SSD. And the SSDs are for your cache, right? So that's not count. That doesn't count as the or does the cache count as the storage pool? Mobile may not have enough SATA ports, so get an HBA card with IT mode. I don't know how to explain it with. Okay, let's see. HBA card IT mode Amazon. Can I just look that up on Amazon? I'm guessing it's just some kind of PCI SATA like some PCI expansion card with more SATA expansion? HBA card, wait. No. It is not just... Oh, no, yeah, it is, right? Something like this? But yes, on Unraid, they were your cache drive. TrueNAS isn't cache per se, like Unraid... But it's for my fast storage, so so in TrueNAS, your SSDs are expanded into your storage pool, essentially. Oh, this is a SAS card, not a SATA one? It says SATA and SAS. Unless it's SATA one and SAS on the other. I mean, it looks like this end is SATA, but yeah, I'll definitely, if I end up using some, what's it, here. I just bought, let's just look at the standard motherboard. I just bought this open box deal. How many SATA ports does like a modern motherboard have? Right, let's take a look at this thing together. This is just a B, I'm not going to use a B650. So this, 6. Okay, so I would be filled, but then I could always expand to it. I feel like most, at least most ATX motherboards, I haven't given mind to SATA ports on motherboards in the longest time. I have no idea what the configurations typically are, especially going back generations, because I will be using something along the lines of like, I don't know, 10th or 12th gen Intel, something like that. Oh, you have 2 pools, one for hard drives, one for SSDs. Gotcha. Okay. Open box motherboard. Why? Because a motherboard that was going to be $160 now became $110. That's why. And my god, that thing looked pristine. Open box motherboard because so many people return things to Amazon. You just gotta test it, which I'm capable of doing. Don't buy open box stuff if you're gonna let it sit for over a month while you gather your PC parts and deal hunt. But if you're capable of testing it as soon as you get it to make sure there's no issues, then buying open box motherboards is like the move to save money. You save the money you save from buying an open box motherboard is typically around like, I don't know, 30. No, I'd say like 20 to 30%. So off of $100, you know, or $150, that's quite a bit. Bro, I always buy open box motherboards, haha. It's the secret to budget building. It really is. I have bought, I honestly, even in my personal, like, rig, I don't remember if that one was open box or not. No, that one was just on super sale. I got an ITX LGA 1700 motherboard for $100. It was a Newegg sale, but which is kind of crazy price at the time for an ITX board. But yeah, motherboards, the secret is buy open box once you have all your other parts and test it. The onboard SATA needs to be for SSD and then HBA for spinning rust. He's let's see. It does look new, but I mean, what are you doing with it? I'm doing a build. Actually, I'll show you guys. We're mostly supposed to talk about NAS stuff tonight, but I actually bought a. Oh man, look at that autofocus. This isn't even a sponsored stream, but my god, I love you, Obsbot, Tiny, Too Light. I bought an 8400F. Before the tariffs made everything worse, but this was 90 bucks. So it was noticeably cheaper, and I know what's the problem with this 8400F, the L3 cache, I believe. But at 80 bucks for an AM5, I think this is the cheapest AM5, one of the cheapest. I'm not gonna say the cheapest because off the top of my head, I'm not sure if there's any cheaper AM5 processors. But when it comes to like, I need a CPU to throw on my system for the time being, and then later I'll upgrade to like a 9800 X3D or whatever the heck, right? Like, this is just an interesting processor to me. Sub $100 AM5, Ryzen 5. So, I was going to do a build with this for fun, for a video. So I needed a motherboard because I don't keep a lot of AM5 motherboards stock on hand. They're kind of pricey. And they're only gonna lose value quicker than other generation of parts. Like if you look at a B450 or B550 motherboard, those things have not really dropped in price for a while now. They've kind of hit their, not the price floor, but you know, they've gone as low as they're gonna get for a while. But AM5 stuff is still kind of still seeing like price declines. But I don't know, tariffs might screw everything up, so. You see, a lot. HBA isn't that important if you just run TrueNAS directly without Proxmox. Just use mobile SATA headers. Unless you fill up all your mobile SATA headers, right? Which I don't think, it'll be a while till I upgrade more to more drives. But I don't even pay attention to SATA ports on desktop motherboards because you can't even find SATA SSDs that aren't DRAMless QLC. Yeah, all the days of SLC, MLC, I guess some, you can probably still find TLC stuff. But most of it is just like budgety DRAMless stuff. And it's not that much cheaper than M.2 drives. So, M.2 NVMe ones. So. How are you going, nerd on a budget? I'm just sitting in my room crying. What PC stuff are we talking about? Says Pekish. Why are you crying? Hopefully the stream can cheer you up a little bit. You are among friends right now. But yeah, hope. Let's see. What's your cost in energy at the end of the month on the NAS? Do you know even if it's? I honestly I don't know. Let me see. Here we can look this up. So DS220 plus power consumption 24/7, I don't know. So let's say oh, okay. So power consumption on it is between 15ish to 4. But that's when you're accessing it, but when it's just in hibernation or like not being accessed. So let's just say 10 watts. So how much does, oh, here's ChatGPT. Let's go ChatGPT. Okay. How much would it cost to run a device that is 10 watts? This is what AI is good for. Not for stealing artists' work and, you know, writing and stuff like that, but to answer these types of questions, I could probably calculate it myself, but I'm gonna embrace AI for a second. So that's 10 watts for 1 month straight in the state of Washington. How much would it cost? Okay. So total cost multiply. So 10 watts, assuming 10 cent per kilowatt hour, or they gave a breakdown of two of them, 10 cent and 12 cents. Which I believe in where I live, it's closer to 12 cents. So, let's see if their calculations. 10 watts times 24 hours a day times 30 days divided by 1,000, 7.2 kilowatt hours. So it cost me less than $1, assuming this calculation is correct. We could double it if we want to. Let's just pretend the drive was actually running at 20 watts. Which it shouldn't be because I'm not accessing it 24. Yeah, it's even above the access estimation, right? So it's dirt cheap, it seems. We aren't giving up until Danny has... Well, we're not... A 45U rack. Yeah. No way. No way. I'm not gonna let this get out of control. I need my... You know, my storage expanded. I will do that and then leave it at that. That'd be funny, though, if I do make content on it, and Jason, like my friends in the YouTube tech space that do primarily PC gaming content. So that's like Jason Whitmer, who's in the chat right now, Tech by Matt. I don't know who else has really done server stuff. I guess between my closer circle of friends, it's just those two. But every time they do a server related video, even though they're primarily gaming PC content creators, their server stuff, like, performed so well. So I don't know if I should have that same expectation for me, but I think I want to slowly start transitioning more into personal type videos. Not personal like my whole personal life, but like how building PCs and just anything tech related is more like how I use it and things like that. Because my personal build video, I did not expect it to do that well out of the gate. It's doing decently well. People apparently care for a 30-minute video for me to drop. I dropped a 30-minute video about my personal build, and it performed really well out of the gate. So maybe people are sick of just seeing generic, you know, budget X price PC builds, and they want to now see more of like, how does all that stuff work in relation to the content creator. So this server stuff would be definitely great for that. So you can get rid of those crappy wise cameras and get some real... No, see, the only issues with real cameras is that, well, I guess you can get wireless cameras that can transmit or that can store the footage to the... Is that a thing? My biggest issue with real security systems is if they have to be wired in, like, network-wise. Because I'm not trying to run all that stuff like on the exterior and interior behind my walls and stuff like that. Like running Ethernet cables and all of that. But if they can do it wirelessly, which they should because Wise can, then I may look into it. But also, I feel like I don't need that much storage for that. Like 500 gigs is probably enough for real cameras because you only care about footage when something happens. Otherwise, you just let it delete, so... How many HDDs do I have laying around? Right now, none. None of high capacity. 3 terabyte ones? I don't... Let's see. These might not be all of them, but let me... Oh, man. do any of you guys put a 2.5-inch laptop drives into your... into your NAS? Okay, so we've got... Though, I don't know if these are all my drives. These are all the ones that are sitting on that shelf right there. I have randomly found hard drives. But see, the thing about this handful of drives, right, is that some of them are very, very small. But let's take a look. But, I mean, the 3 terabyte ones, just to be able to add to the storage pool, would be nice temporarily. So here's like a Seagate Barracuda 3 terabyte one. I don't even know what's on here. I just bought a one of these thingies. Let me see. I just bought a hard drive dock, which I cannot believe I've gone this many years. I mean, I can kind of believe it. 2 bay HDD dock, so that I could more conveniently like pop in a drive at any point in time. But you know, you guys have seen these docks, right? Where you can pop it in and then just use it like an external drive almost. But I recently got that because now that I'm going to be getting larger capacity drives, as well as going through what I have right now, I want to be able to do it without having to, like, you know, plug it into some system onto the SATA connectors on the motherboard and then, like, you know, properly shut it down, even though you could probably just pull it while it's still running, but not advised. With the dock, you can just treat it like an external drive. You can eject it when it's done, switch the drives, etc. Let me see. This one's only 250 gigs. So that's the issue with some of these smaller ones. They're probably more useful as magnets. This is a 500 gig Barracuda. Where's all my larger ones? This one's 250 gigs. This one is 320 gigs. Remember that capacity? 320? 7,200 RPMs though. What year was this? Some of these are like 15 years old. Any data? 2009. Yep, more than... I'm not gonna be using these, obviously. Yeah, here's a 3 terabyte one, but this one's old too. Yeah, this one's over 10 years old, but I need to check how many on hours it has. But you know, I've transitioned. It's been a while since I've transitioned away from hard drives. And here's another 3 terabyte one. I might have a few more laying around. Anything under 6 terabytes is e-waste. Yeah. And then look at these. I guess you can't get as much like platter density in these smaller ones, but like at one point in time, I was using one of these in my channel's history as a benchmarking drive. What is this one? Seagate 8 gigabyte NAND flash, 1 terabyte. Remember SSHDs? Did anyone actually find SSHDs to be any quicker than just like a 7200 RPM spinning HDD? Like, remember when SSHDs were a thing? I never found them to be too useful for anything. It was like the same speed, but it was just like the buzzword and tech of the time for people who like were, you know, too cheap or couldn't afford SSDs but wanted to feel like they were getting something that was quicker than you know, an HDD. Checking old hard drives is not a fun game. You know what's gonna suck is if I find any data on here, being the data hoarder that I am, I'm gonna want to look through it thoroughly and make sure, like, you know, there's nothing that's irreplaceable. There shouldn't be anything irreplaceable on them, right? Everything on here I should have already copied off of and like moved to longer term storage and all of that, but I'm gonna check them anyways. And yeah, so this is the stack. I think I have a couple of like 2 terabytes, and I don't have anything that's like 6 terabytes or 4 terabytes and larger. They would have been used for something more useful than sitting on the shelf. Put this down here. Door stoppers. Yeah. Okay, so the polls, I wanted to run some polls tonight. So So Unraid, TrueNAS. Let me see. DIY bot, DIY build, I guess we can call it that. So TrueNAS, Unraid, and then like a box solution. Ugreen, fast Synology. Any other like? Don't hear about RAID 0 much anymore. It's because if one drive fails, you're screwed, right? When you remove hard drives, how come you don't? I wrote on some of them, but I don't know, because I felt like I didn't need to write on them because I already copied the data probably. Gnomed with the 50 gifted memberships. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed, Jason. Oh dear. Gnomed. Fun fact, Gnome's first home computer was a refurb dumpster HPE server. Gnomed, what is your home server config? Wait, David got one? Let me see. David did get one! How far up is it? I want to see it pop on the screen. Okay, so... Alright. We're just gonna chill for a bit. You saying, let me get a spec sheet. Yo, if you have pictures, if you have spec sheets, post in the Discord server or here if you want. But let me see. Has anyone? What, I feel like JG Wright would be a perfect person to be in the chat for this. Give me a second. Stream submissions. Okay. Gnomed. I don't think David's secretly in here. You can get a membership without being here. David, if you want to see if David is here, do @ and then spell David, and then if his name pops up, then he's here. But I don't imagine he's here. How many drives have you had die on me? I have never had a drive. Let me think. On my personal system. I can't remember a time where a drive has died on me. I think I would... So it either died on me and it wasn't catastrophic, as in like I didn't lose any data, or like it wasn't important data, which I don't even remember, or it's never happened. Because think about it, if you had a drive die on you, you would probably be way more careful with your data and like have, you know, do the 3-2-1 storage, what's it called? The 3-2-1 storage plan? That's not a storage plan. 3-2-1 data rule, the backup rule, right? So yeah, I've never had one die on me and lost crucial data to my knowledge. But then again, I have a bad memory. David loves Intel. Just because he made a video recently checking out the new... Intel's sending me one of the new Ultra processors, I think. I haven't fully worked it out with them, but I think they're like desperate to get people to use and showcase it. Now, it's not a sponsored video, so I can say as many bad things as I want about it, right? So that's the only reason I took it, or took the opportunity. Because if it was a sponsored video, I think taking a sponsored Intel video right now, given everything that's happened with them in the last like year to year and a half, that would be like asking yourself to get flamed in the comments. But yeah. Okay, YouTube doesn't like me typing it. Oh, typing it is. Not sponsored, has GPU and CPU from Intel. Yeah, okay. Those are... I bought the B580, and the 12700K was part of a Micro Center build that I chose. I had the choice, and I chose it. Okay? So, yeah. Uh, all right, so Unraid, TrueNAS, a box solution like Ugreen/Synology. What is? Do I need a fourth option? Is there a fourth option to add to the poll as to which one you guys would recommend me start with? This doesn't mean I'm locked into that ecosystem forever, but think of completely brand new to all this stuff. And oh, I didn't even, okay. So I guess I should reiterate what I want to do with it. I want to maximize the amount of storage for any given array of drives that I have. And I do want double parity, I guess, so that kind of locks me in specifically to an equivalent of RAID 6, right? Yeah, I want double parity, and I want the ability to just be able to slap in drives to expand the storage. So RAID 1 and RAID 0 equivalents are out of the picture. RAID 5 is out because that's single parity, if I'm getting the RAID numbers right. I think that was right. And I don't want to be down when one drive is down. Or, well, no, single parity allows you to have one drive fail and you could still rebuild, right? But is the server is still usable while the one drive is down? Or do you have to, rebuild ASAP? How about RAID cloud storage? No cloud storage. There's no way. How much does cloud storage cost? Let's take a look. What is it? Backblaze? Cloud storage cost. For my big boys, 3 HPE DL380 Gen 10 times 2X. My goodness. Alright, so that's the specs of it. 2 NVIDIA A40 donated to me by a very good data center friend. 512GB DDR4 ECC. Okay. 8 times 3.84 terabyte SAS drive. RAID 1. Wait up. What is your... Oh, 8 times 4 RAID 1. How much data is this? So you have... I'm trying to read this gnomed. Here, let me turn down the dancing knob real quick, because it might be a little loud. Yeah, the Spitfire alert. We're going to turn that down a little bit. It's still going to play, but at a lower volume. Oh, is that the one that... HexOS is the one that Linus, like, has not only just sponsored, or, like, he's, like, has some skin in the game, right? Like, he's invested in it or something? I feel like you don't want to tinker and just want it to work, so I recommend DIY and Unraid for you personally. Easy to upgrade. Okay, yeah, so that's definitely on the list. Okay, I'm just gonna put HexOS because I'm not sure... I don't know much about it, but that seems like the only other recommendation. Okay. Start with. I can... Okay, here we go. Here's the poll. Jason has made it vocal what he recommends. So what would you recommend I start with? I can try others later. I just want an easy first go at it. So it's Unraid DIY build, TrueNAS DIY build, box solution like the Ugreen or Synology things, or HexOS, which I know we haven't heard much mention about that, but I would be open to looking into it. HexOS fits the bill of the ease of use OS, but at a cost. Currently, they are doing lifetimes. All right, let's take a look. I am okay with paying if it's, something. I guess my issue is how long has HexOS been around? it's a $300 software reskin of free open source software that is promised tons of features in the future. Huh. Well, that doesn't seem too promising. But again, that's just from me reading some Redditor's opinion on it. Sounds like there's a lot of experienced home labbers in the chat. Would you guys say there's some truth to this? RAID 10? Wait, I'm not even aware of what RAID 10... RAID 10 was RAID 1 plus... Oh, RAID 1 plus 0. That combines disk mirroring and striping to protect data. Minimum of 4 disks. Okay. I guess... Between RAID 10... And... So this is a mirror. I guess if you have RAID 6 with the same amount of drives, you can, and assuming not 4 drives, right? You guys said it's a waste of money, so it seems like this is a very unoptimized way of getting the most out of your storage for the amount of disks, for a given amount of disks. Oh yeah, what's the flexibility of these in terms of disk sizes too? So for RAID 10, do you have to have basically like for any given layer in this picture, for any given RAID 1 and 0, I guess mirror. Well, and if you're striping, you have to have the same. Yeah, so for each layer, which is why they color coded it like this. Do you have to have the exact same size drives? The home server community doesn't like that HexOS is based on TrueNAS, but at a cost, lol. Okay. Well, if that's the case, then probably not HexOS, right? Because what is the reason of paying for it? Except for, I understand they're probably trying to make it more user-friendly, even though the backbone of it is TrueNAS. But I'm willing to do some learning. Is the difficulty curve between HexOS and TrueNAS going to be that difficult? For, let's just say, I am a dumb person when it comes to this. You cannot assume I know anything or am competent at anything approaching this. Let's just say that. Yes, I think that's why I like Unraid, because, like, I plan to start with 12 terabyte drives. And then, like, later on, if I want to throw a 14 terabyte one in, or like an 8 terabyte or whatever terabyte, right? So with RAID 6, can you mix and match drive sizes with RAID 5 or 6? You can't add in that since parity. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're right. So what I would do is if I got a 14 terabyte, I would replace one of my, or copy over my parity and make that the new parity, and then take that 12 and add it to the pool, right? Yes. So I remember that about it. The parity has to be the biggest drive, and the biggest drives, the 2 drives in my Synology NAS, I plan on using that as the double parity drives. So those ones I know the most about. I've had them since brand new. Oh yeah, I was supposed to look at what their life is. Let's see, Synology. Let me see if I can get in there and see if I can have quick access to this information. Let me make sure I don't accidentally log into something and show you guys all my secrets. Unraid is going to be the best for the mix and match drives. You have options. You can put ZFS pool in Unraid 7, but you can also have up to 30 mix match drives in the main pool with 2 parity drives. The parity drive is max size. My JBODs are Unraid. Oh, I don't... You can't be using acronyms with me, gnomed. Just a bunch of disks are Unraid. Oh. Refers to a storage architecture where multiple drives are used independently. Okay. You pay less in Backblaze than you do with power of a NAS. Do you? I was gonna go to... You guys, there's so much to talk and look at. I hope you guys are being entertained tonight. I'm having fun looking at this stuff and talking about it. I know the home labbers are probably like having a decently good time. For the people who just care about gaming PCs, I do want to apologize that that's not the main topic of tonight. But hopefully you guys are learning a thing or two about this if you know, usually don't care for it or just didn't even know about it. Because, I mean, how many years and streams have we gone just strictly talking about PC gaming hardware? This stream makes up less than 1% of all the streams I've ever done on the history of me streaming. So hopefully you guys are cool with this. Because, I mean, you know, sometimes you gotta change things up. Unraid is super flexible with drives. Alright, so TrueNAS is still winning somehow. Now I need to ask the questions for the biggest differences between Unraid and TrueNAS. I don't care about the upfront costs, but in terms of mixing and matching drive sizes, and I do want to run double parity, you know, RAID 6-ish configuration, so I can just slap in more drives and add on to the pool as easily as possible, as long as it's underneath or the same size as the parity drive. But yeah. Hardware RAID will always be better than software RAID. There, I said it. It says in decline. Do the math for me on 1 petabyte. Oh wait, so okay. Uptime. Can I check drive health? Drive health. How do I check? I'm gonna have to. This is how little I use the, like, or I know about the Synology ecosystem or just the capabilities in general. I still have to look up everything to check drive health. Because literally, as I've said, my current 14 terabyte, you know, in RAID 0 Synology box, it is a glorified hard external storage device for me. That is all I use it for. I drag and drop folders that I want to back up onto it. Storage manager. Okay, I need to install storage manager. There we go. Okay, I found it. In Unraid, your biggest drive is always parity. Even if you install a new bigger drive, Unraid will automatically sort the data to make... Oh, if that's the case, then that's perfect. Thank you for... Unraid is your best bet for that? Okay. TrueNAS can't mix and match sizes in a pool. You need to go with Unraid. Okay. Yeah, it sounds like it. Elemental IT. You have IT in your name. I'm just gonna trust you are a guru at this. You need to go Unraid. I use both and your situation requires Unraid. TrueNAS will not allow flexibility you're wanting. Okay. So it sounds like we've determined, even though more of you voted for TrueNAS, for the people who did vote TrueNAS, though, I am curious. Based on all of my, like, asks and wants, why did you guys still vote TrueNAS based on knowing that I want the flexibility of different drive sizes and being able to slap in X size drive to add to my pool? Home storage solutions are just USB sticks with power supplies. Plus Unraid, you have 2 cache drive. But it sounds like you really just want storage space, but not looking to host your own server. Nope, not looking to host Minecraft servers. Not looking to host a Plex drive or a Plex server for people to watch my illegally streamed or downloaded movies at their... Yeah, no, yet. I just want storage. Okay. My pool. Okay, volume... What is the volume 2? Warning. I have a warning right now, but it's only because of my usage details. No data analyzed. Please go to storage, select volume view. After, click that storage usage details. Okay, so my current drive usage details. Enable usage details analysis. When the volume is healthy or in warning. Okay. Sorry, I'm doing stuff on the Synology box right now. Record access to, oh sure, okay. Alright, come on, give me the usage details. I want to know how long. Oh, it's going to analyze. Alright, we're going to look at how much it costs if I wanted to back up 20 terabytes of storage. $15. Okay, pricing. Computer backup. Unlimited, transfer pricing, predictable. What is it? I don't even know what the difference between these two are. 1 year. Personal back. I'm guessing personal backup would not be unlimited data backup. Whoa. 99 a year? That actually doesn't sound too bad. I don't understand. I don't know if it. No way. What's the catch here? There's no way they actually give you unlimited. The computer backup sucks. B2 Cloud, not computer. But I'm just curious. I trust you, Gnomed. I'm just curious. There's no way they actually give you unlimited data backup, right? Is personal backup is just like, as soon as they can detect that you're trying to back up from like a larger NAS or something, they're just gonna be like, nope, you gotta buy the B2. Got to have 1 megabyte download speeds or something. Is it even a lab if you just want it for storage? Law. Know what? We all want different things. No hydration from me. I just put home lab in there because I'm going to be building something that can be used for more, but I'm not going to be using it for more, right? Because otherwise I would just get a glorified external box or something that doesn't have all these different softwares. Lower tiered storage, okay. Yeah, it's unlimited with the cats. The only backup. Okay, so let's go to B2. B2 cloud storage. How much does this cost? Backblaze B2 overdrive design for, okay, AI workloads and AI. Yeah, no. It'll just be something like this. Pay as you go monthly or for capacity annually. No minimum file sizes or duration. Assisted data mitigate. Okay. You guys. 6 terabytes. Okay, so that'd be 6 times 20. That's 120 bucks a month. Okay, that's not feasible. With my current, and of course I don't need to back up everything, but I do need to organize and see what oh, okay. That's that for data and use. Try to find sweet spot between stores, local media archives for years to come. Yeah. Yep. It's a glorified OneDrive. Yeah. Slightly unrelated, but what service do you use to share files between yourself? Robert. Have I not talked about this before? I edit all my own videos. The most recent video I hired out editing the intro was the Hot Takes collab video. I hired out the editor for the first like 40 seconds before we got into the video. But I edit all my own videos. I shoot all my own videos, I edit all my own videos. I wish I could have a trusted editor, but that's something that you need to build a relationship over time, and you gotta teach them how you like things, etc. And I haven't done it. Plus, right now the channel is not making a ton of money where it's feasible. Like for all the last year, if I paid an editor, I would probably lose money on like half of the videos, unfortunately. When I shoot something, I dump it right onto this PC that I'm streaming right now with, and then I start editing. That's my workflow. Yes, okay. I'm gonna end this. Wait, did people answer why they wanted me to do TrueNAS though? Let me scroll up. I might have missed it because we were talking about stuff. Is Backblaze off? I always thought it was always available. Interesting. I thought Backblaze, I guess the only thing I looked into it for them is the Backblaze hard drive, like, health history. But yeah, Unraid runs off a USB, by the way. Yep, I am aware of that. Thanks to Jason Whitmer in the chat. Me and him had like a 2-hour discussion one night about this, which is probably, honestly, what sparked me looking more into it once I learned how parity works and the ability to make, like, you know, X number of drives be way more useful than a RAID 1 configuration mirroring. So yeah. Just got here, but you talk about making a storage server? Yes, I am, Light Skin Mike. New Synology gonna be a poop show. I don't really need hardware RAID in my JBuzz. Unraid does this fine. Not a backbone of a business. Just a good amount of storage for media backups and AI shiz. Okay, so it doesn't look like anyone specifically said why they thought I should do TrueNAS. They might have just voted for it. So it looks like Unraid is the way to go. And man, you guys are... The box solution could still be in the cards, depending on if I can work something out with one of the companies. But I'm down to at least do one of each and then make it like a comparison video. Like, dumb guy tries to make storage server in multiple ways type of video. Just buy hard drives and copy your stuff. Keep the hard drives in a box in your closet. That's almost... I wouldn't say that's what I currently am doing. But it's pretty close to what I've considered doing in the past. Like, but the issue is I do want access to it at almost any given point in time without having to take it out, plug it in, unplug it, risk accidentally, you know, damaging the SATA connections and things like that, you know? When you do something like that and you put it in a box, it's to not be looked at for like almost ever. But yeah, I want something that's more that you can still interact with. Okay, I just scanned. Wait, available capacity? What kind of usage details is this? I want to know. Oh my god, Synology. Tell me how long these drives, like the drive health. Health info. Oh, here we go. Power on time. Here, I will take a picture of it. And we will put it in here. And then we will look at Backblaze. Let me close a bunch of these tabs out. So we are going to put it in the stream submissions. So this is what my current... How many hours is this? So this is what the drive health in my current Synology box looks like. 36,000, and I got, these were brand new when I got them 5-ish years ago. Let's see how much uptime that is. Let me do some calculations. How many, so let's just round up to 36,000. 36,000 hours to years. 4 years. And let me look up when I got these. Synology DS220 Plus. So I've had my those drives running for 4 years power on time, just a bit over 4 years, and I got those around in the summer of 2020. So we're coming up around 5 years. So I've had them running, like their uptime has been like 80% over the last 5 years. Almost at its happy average death day. And I mean, these, I think the drives, I don't remember specifically the model, but WD140 EFFX, okay. WD140 EFFX. WD140 EFFX. Is that what people's average drive power on time is? About 10 years is what people estimate them to be. MTTF would be well, let's take a look at what this is rated as. Obviously this doesn't matter because they're gonna say it has like a 2 million mean time till failure type thing, but let's see. MTTF 10 or 1 million. Okay, so it has a, wow, that seems kind of low. I was just checking the Toshiba ones I'm planning on pick up have 2.5 million, but I don't know if these numbers actually mean anything. These companies could just be pulling these numbers out of their ass. That's nothing. I have a few 10 terabyte drives over 12 years. I have 4 terabyte SAS drives pushing 16. Power cycle is worse than power on. What were your drives rated over 12 years? You mean like over 12 years power on time, Elemental IT? I'm guessing you mean power on time. What is that in... So let's see, 12 years to hours. $100,000. Wait. Yeah. See, no one's ever actually gonna reach a million hours. For a little while, for Wayne, I was shucking. Yes, I know about the shucking thing. Those external drives have shot through the roof in terms of price. The days of getting cheap shuckable drives, the deals are further and fewer between now. I have been looking. I checked Slick Deals and Build a PC sales, and even some of the more home lab specific deal searching websites. The really good deals on like 14 terabyte shuckable drives. It's usually the Western Digital ones. People seem to not like the Seagate ones as much. Those are now like 50% more expensive. You just have to get unlucky with mystical ray beams from space messing with your drives. Yeah, that's why I want double parity. 99% of the time, it's okay until it's that 1% of the time it's not okay. Then you're going to be crying in a corner when that mystical ray beam from space hits your box. All right, if you go TrueNAS, your drives have to be CMR, no questions asked. Even if one of them is SMR, you're screwed. Yes, power on. SAS drives have much longer MTBF. They don't power down in production. Those 16 years have under 100 power cycles. I love how, even though all my content over the years has been gaming PC stuff, there's a lot of knowledgeable people in the chat and in the community that can answer questions and just chime in regarding just any of the stuff that we've been talking about tonight. You guys are awesome. And I'm sure I'm going to have way more questions or way more mess ups and stuff to come, you know, in the next few weeks or months as I gather all the hardware I need to put together my first system. Pro tip, don't use USB sticks to store your data. You mean in general? Or Unraid needs to run off of a USB stick. I was talking about Jason about this, and he said you couldn't make a copy of it. You have to like contact them directly if your USB stick fails, which that sounded kind of odd. But don't use USB sticks to store your data. You mean you mean long term? Long term, I would agree with that, bro. Jason made fun of or he pointed it out when I submitted to his stream submissions for roasting your setups. But let me see. Is my thing set up for this? It might not be. Let me set this up. Oh, what the heck? Here we go. Give me 1 second. I'm going to show you because we're talking about USB thumb drives now. Toshiba hard drives, though, doesn't seem like the strong point. I looked up the specific model, and the ones that I was looking up, people said, plenty of people chimed in with no problems. So when I look for that information, I look for mainly horror stories of servers failing. And I didn't come across any with these specific Toshiba hard drives that I was trying to buy. Here's an SD card. But do I have any? No, I just have like other flash drive readers. But yeah, I like to keep a lot of different versions of Windows. Don't mind the dust. I need to dust, aka dead skin cells. One for BIOS. I think these are, yeah, Windows at different dates. I don't know why I made a copy of these two. But yeah, no, like I have tons of flash drives on hand, but none of them are used to store data. They're all basically, you know, what's it called? Windows OS portable media, and then like for BIOS, and then I have a memtest one somewhere, but it's crazy. Thumb drives are so cheap these days. You can get like a 32 gig one for, I don't know, like $6 or something. Remember back when under 1 gigabyte, like 32 megabyte or 64 megabyte thumb drives were like 30, 40, $50. This was like in the early 2000s, but I always remember going to Comp USA to buy my very first one ever. 128 megabytes. And I think it was like $40. I'm your Huckleberry. If you need help, hit me up, Law. By the way, I was WD only forever after the Seagate 1.5 terabyte debacle. Just started switching to Iron Wolf, and Exos drives rock solid. Yeah. the Exos drives are the ones that seem to be like the more budget. I think like when people buy those Seagate ones, they're trying to shuck them to get the Exos drives from what I've been seeing. 2 terabyte micro SD cards existing blows my mind. Yeah, on the little tiny flat thing, crazy. Free thumb drives was an effective bonus when shopping too. You know, Micro Center, are they still pushing those free thumb drives? I remember when they had free SSDs with like a purchase of at least 50 or 100 or whatever. I thought that was pretty cool. SSDs are useful. But then I feel like they kind of got a little cheap, and then they're like, oh, now that same promotion is with like a 64 gig or 128 gig thumb drive or something. I'm like, bro, how many people actually need thumb drives at that capacity even? Like, bring back the SSD promotions. Free thumb drives. I wish I still had the free AOL discs. Remember AOL like 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, 5.0, the different versions? Which I was so dumb as a kid. Because remember those AOL like 3... Here, let me... When did AOL 3.0? When was that? What year? What year? 1996. Yeah, this was like the 90s. I remember. Late 90s, early 2000s when they were going through their AOL promo discs. When I was a kid, I thought each of these AOL versions meant you got faster internet. And these always came with like X number of free hours. What a time, right? I guess it wouldn't be that hard to track your hours used. But I used to think each version of the AOL disc, even though it was all on 56K, because at the time I was like 8 or 9 years old. I didn't know anything. I thought each version meant that you got faster internet. Maybe there was some browser optimization going on between like the different AOL versions. But I always remembered like when the discs came out, I was like, oh, we should use this one. We can get faster internet because we're on... I mean, at the time, I feel like most people were on 56K. I didn't talk about internet with my friends, so I have no idea if any of my friends had like DSL or how prominent cable was at the time. But yeah. Did you also reinstall the disc thinking you get another free month? Lol. Honestly, I don't remember like installing it multiple times. And at the end of the day, for some reason, my family used MSN. I don't know why. Cause there was like a bunch of like MSN, was it Netscape? What were the most used internet softwares, I guess, at the time? AOL, MSN. I remember this, but I never didn't know that how they were used first time we had internet was dial-up. At some point in time, there were free dial-up numbers that you could just like open up Windows, the little modem software, or like built into Windows, and you can just dial some number that was on the like in the back of a phone book, and you could get internet connection. When I found that out, that blew my mind. I was like, why did we pay $20 a month for MSN for all these years? MP3 music on a thumb drive is useful because Bluetooth compression sucks on Chevy cars. Interesting. I'm not a super audiophile or music snob, so I would probably be okay with the compression unless it's like, I guess, really bad. But yeah, I think some car stereos and stuff still use thumb drives. And depending on your car, like I know the Tesla, the ongoing dash cam and Sentry mode stuff gets stored onto a flash drive. So I probably need to check the health on that thing at some point in time and just, make sure it's still good. What's shucking HDs? Like scavenging them? Oh, okay, you already explained it, Jason. Shucking it, I think, does it come from, like, well, when I think of shucking, I think of like shucking oysters. But is shucking not specific to oysters? Let me see. Shucking, verb. Shuck is to remove the outer covering of... Oh, so I guess you can shuck a corn husk as well. Or that... Yeah, usually when I hear shucking, I think of oysters and clams. But doing it to an external drive is just taking off the outer housing of it, essentially. Only push free thumb drives when they open a new store? Huh. Why so many USBs of the same Windows OS, just in case? You will be surprised at how easily I lose these. And the only time I create a new Windows thumb drive is because, one, I need a different version of it, right? Like this one. Here's Windows. I made this one more recently. Windows 11 Enterprise LTSC. But then, like, when I go between Windows 11 and 10, or when I went between Windows 11 and 10, I need to make a new one. But any other extras from that is because I couldn't find a drive, and after like 2 or 3 minutes of searching, I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna make a new one. And then I eventually find it. So now I just have a pile of extra ones that I could just throw into like my tool bag and throw into, you know, I could just have extra copies. Like when I go to LAN parties, I always bring one in case something catastrophic happens and we need to reformat someone's PC. It's just, these thumb drives are so cheap that, yeah, I have a Windows, I don't know why I keep this one. I don't know when I'm going to install Windows 7 again, but one day I might want to install Windows 7. So I just have it. I don't have an XP one though. So yeah. Juno! I remember Juno. Yes, it wasn't the logo a face? It was like some, oh wait, no, it wasn't a face, it was just the J. Or was I confusing it with the I? Yes, it was not the face. Yeah, I remember Juno as well. My uncle had that. That's the only reason I know about it. Yeah, I think... Maybe a lot of us has forgot about Juno. My only experience with internet as a kid was going to my neighbor's house and watching Justin Bieber Baby Song. First, when I was first reading this, I was thinking of like early 2000 or 90s. And then when you said Justin Bieber, I was like, oh, that was probably, if you're watching, remember 56K when it even took like 10 to 20 minutes to download like a 3 megabyte video file or clip? There was no way you were streaming YouTube. I'm very curious now, though. If you're trying to stream YouTube at 144p, which is probably what YouTube started off at initially, I remember, like, you just couldn't watch YouTube on 56K. Or, I mean, you could let it sit and buffer forever, but, you know, nobody wanted to do that. It wasn't... You didn't have this instantness. Like, I was playing World of Warcraft at the time on 56K. Whenever a patch day came out, and I don't know, the patches were probably like anywhere from 50 to 100 megabytes maybe. And I couldn't play the game until my good friend Jan, aka Man Karate from the LAN Party Stories, he had DSL internet. So he would get the patch. And then the next day at school, he would bring it to me on a thumb drive or a CD. It was a CD, because at that time, thumb drives were pretty, like, used over floppy disks and CDs. And he would give me the patch, and I would go home, be able to install it, and then I could play WoW. Lots of my early computing memories, like upgrading my system memory from, I think I started off at 512 megabytes of memory on our home computer when I played WoW. Upgrading it to like to get 1 gig of memory finally, that was a big one. That was probably the first time I really got into like touching computer parts and replacing a part. And we had an 80 gig hard drive on that system, but yeah, lots of fond memories. You can have multiple ISOs on the same USB with Ventoy LMAO. Yeah, but then when you lose, my problem isn't about having multiple OSs, it's about losing a drive and having to create a new one. But I guess all of these, I could put Windows 10 and 11 on all of them, is what you're saying. I've got one for Windows and a bunch of others for various Linux distros. Are we all off Windows 10 already, or are you waiting for Bill Gates to come knock on your door? I'm still on Windows 10. It's funny you asked this, in decline, because this weekend's busy for me. I need to do some file rearranging because I need to essentially back up all the new stuff that I put onto these big drives. The problem about having big storage drives now, like primary OS and secondary drives on my system, is I need to make a copy of them and then do a clean. I guess I only need to do a wipe of the main OS drive, so the 4TB drive. But I need to make a backup of what's on it right now, and then not do anything important on it. Or if I do anything important, put it on the secondary drive, and then wipe it clean, and then slowly move things that are important over, and be on Windows 11. I'm okay with Windows 11. I've used it on like laptops and secondary systems I have and have played around with. I'm okay with making the migration. It's just, it's kind of a daunting task because it takes a while to do if you're gonna back up and properly, you know, do all that stuff to make sure you don't lose anything important, and then to wipe it, and then install, and then to re-get all your programs. Not just your programs, but the settings on your programs. Like, there are settings on specific programs like OBS and Adobe Premiere Pro and Photoshop and all that stuff. Back or restoring like my sticky notes and all that. Like, there's stuff that, well, one, I'm not gonna do an upgrade. Anytime I install an OS, I do it from scratch. I do a wipe using Windows, you know, built-in tool, and then I install the OS. I never do like I currently have Windows 10, keep all my files, upgrade to 11. No. I do a fresh, clean wipe. I want a clean slate, but that means there's a little bit of a rebuilding process to it. And I've been putting that off because it's so daunting to me. Like, essentially resetting up all my programs and everything how I like it. It's gonna require some time. Need one of those big keyring like the janitor with all USB sticks on it, Law. No, but we need that. I'm not angry about Windows 11. I'm okay with Windows 11. I use it on other systems, and like I've used it to edit when I'm editing not at my main rig, which isn't often, but I've done it. I game in the living room. I just game off of a laptop that has Windows 11 on it. Like, I don't have any problems with it. This is why I love time shifts for Linux. Just get everything set the way I want it and create a full snapshot. I think I could get the majority of that with Windows. No, probably not. Not when doing like a 10 to 11. But yeah, that is a little annoying. Linux is another rabbit hole, right? I don't have experience playing with Linux at all. I know PewDiePie recently made a video on it, and it actually sparked my curiosity a little bit, but my goodness, like, there's only so much time. So eventually I do want to, like, in his video, he made it sound like, and I think some people in the comments before when we've talked about Linux in the past, you guys have said, like, it works with the majority of games out there, but I don't know. It's just between that and spinning up like home server system, I'd rather do that. The home server system. I'm actually perfectly fine with Windows 11. Does 10 have dark mode notepad? That's a good question. It doesn't look like it. It lets you pick all the different colors, like yellow, green, pink, purple. I don't see... Oh, it has gray. So, with the sticky notes... Oh, wait, you said notepad, not sticky notes. Sorry. Notepad. Let me see. Notepad. Dark mode. View. Zoom. It doesn't... You probably would need a specific program for that. Wait, does 11 have... I don't use Notepad that often. If anything, I would use like TextPad or something. Though I don't even know. I'm not like a huge dark mode. Like I use dark mode, but like if I just look at a website and it all of a sudden comes up in light mode, like I don't freak out. Sorry if I'm blinding you guys, but I'm not like, oh my god, I need to instantly switch to dark mode. Like I prefer dark mode, but if I'm like just browsing and looking around and I stumble upon a website that's in light mode, it's not like it's the first thing I go to. Eventually I'll probably switch over to dark mode if I realize it, but it's not that like glaring to me like of a problem. So it does for 11. Okay. You're using Notepad now? Interesting. I got forced to upgrade to Windows 11 at work and then did the same at home. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to figure out. I'll probably do Windows 11, that Enterprise LTSC thing, so then I don't have to worry about it. Why am I even stressing about this? I do like a every 2, 3, or 4 year fresh reformat, clean wipe anyways. So I don't need something like Windows 11 is gonna be around for the next 10 years. I don't know, but like right now I don't have to worry about putting it on a version that has longer support. Maybe in like 5 or 6 years when I do a reformat, I might need to worry about that. But yeah, right now it doesn't matter to me. There are gaming restrictions on LTSC. Which gaming restrictions? When you say restrictions, do you mean like performance hit, or do you mean actual gaming restrictions? Windows 11, because hasn't Brian from Techia City been testing the crap out of the different Windows versions? Reduced capability, some programs and games. I strongly recommend against Windows 11 IoT Enterprise LTSC. I currently have it installed and I hate it. It's buggy AF. Taskbar icons disappear all the time. After wake up, okay. Anything else? Games. I think let's see. LTSC's built older version of Windows in which some games assume the user is running the latest build to a certain one didn't launch. Not to say all games do this, some might will be behind. The build might be updated. Okay, wait. The LTSC is only meant for the business sector. There's no performance difference, LTS, so some programs, games do not work on them. Less features, reduced capabilities, so some games do not work on them. Interesting. It seems like, yeah, right now, I'll probably just go on Standard Pro. Actually, yeah, I'm on 10 Pro with a retail key. Not a gray market key, with a retail key. So I could probably punch that in for 11 and it'll work and get Windows 11 Pro without having to buy a CD key or pirate it or whatever. I'm 7 months sober from Windows 10 celebration. Congrats! Here's your 7-month chip. Here's a 7-month chip for you. Do you need a Microsoft account for Windows 11? I use a local account for Windows 10. That's a good question, Dan. Wasn't it for the longest time you could use it? But they changed it recently. I swear there's still bypasses around having to log in. Because the system that I built near the end of the year for my buddy, David, with the 7500F in the half XB Evo box with the 4070 Super that Jason helped me source. That one, I did not log into any Windows account. I was able to do it, but that was back in like November, December timeframe. Since then, I know there was a big stink that people were making over Microsoft requiring the login. But I swear, recently I've seen people still be able to bypass it. Danny, are you still limping? My neck has a crick in it and I'm going to Cairo tomorrow to get a crack like a glow stick. I still do have a limp. But I can... It's interesting. How do I explain it? Can I show it on the table? We're going to have some fun tonight. Cause we're almost 2 hours into stream, so we gotta wind down now. Thank you for all the server advice, though. We will talk about it more and potentially have a video on it. But I will show you how it works. My foot at the moment, and I'm gonna stand on this table. I've got house slippers on, which I don't know if that makes it better or any worse. But so typically, right? A healthy foot should be able to tiptoe like this, right? Like you should be able to go on the ball of your feet from standing with all your body weight just fine. Currently on my bad foot, which is this one, I can somewhat do that, but oh wow. Yeah, it kind of, I feel pain, but I can do it. But if I set my foot in the ball position, I can hold this all day with no pain. It's just the movement of the foot to get into that position. So going from flat to moving it up, there's like a, you know, tension and compression going on in the top and the bottom of the foot. That hurts. Though I'm actually kind of surprised that I was able to tiptoe, because the last time I tried it, which, you know, was like maybe a week or two ago, it hurt a lot more. So my foot isn't, I can't run yet, and I still feel pain, but I mean, we're coming up on a year and a couple months now since I've had my foot issues. At least there's slow progress being made on it. What is Amigo doing? I was demonstrating what hurts in terms of my foot mobility. There are still ways around getting Windows without having to log in. Okay. I'll log in. I have a Microsoft account. Am I logged in on this one? Let me see if I'm logged in on my current computer. Yeah, I'm logged in on Windows 10, which I wasn't for the longest time. I don't know why I decided to just log in. Probably because Windows was pestering me about it. Jay2 has a video on how to bypass it. Don't know if it's current. I know he had an older one. I don't know if he made an update when a couple of months ago Windows announced that it was going to be a requirement. But yeah. So yeah, it sounds like there is still a workaround. So it should be easily findable on the internet. Yeah. Are you injured? I was injured about a year ago almost. How long did I take off from streaming? Let me see. Nerd on a budget. I will show you, because I don't expect people to go and watch old streams. But I mean, it wasn't too long ago. Oh, here it is. So this one talked about it. Oh, it was 9 months ago. Yeah, so we're coming up on a year. But yeah, I had this weird injury that came out of nowhere. It might have just been like due to repetitive stress or something, but I did not like twist it or break it or anything. It just one day I just woke up and my foot was swelled up and it was in super sharp gout-like pain. It didn't end up being gout because we looked at all my uric acid levels as well as my other charts and blood work. But I'm still dealing with, yeah, like my foot just swelled up and all of my cartilage basically deteriorated. So I'm guessing the pain is like bone on bone nerve ending rubbing against each other with no soft cartilage to cushion it pain. But it's still somewhat ongoing to this day. Injured like in a freak rollerblading accident. Roller skating. I'm a roller skater, not rollerblader. But actually, do I have any? I don't know how much I've shown on the channel. You order those DIY rollerblades? Yes! Chris! Dude! I still haven't built the MKBHD shoe rollerblades. And part of the reason was because I got injured. But also, when the drama happened... Because that's almost been a year, right? That happened around the same time I was getting ready to try to build the shoes. And then MKHB sped in a school zone, not a school zone, just sped in some back roads and people freaked out. And I was like, yeah, I'm not releasing some making roller skating shoes, roller skates out of MKBHD shoes when he was in hot water. So I still never built the shoes because I wanted to make a video on it. But then, yeah, I need to do that. I have a lot of projects on the back burner. Me too, joined the foot injury club. Still not right. Yeah, it kind of sucks getting in your old age, huh? Like, your body gets hurt and it used to recover almost as if nothing happened, but now, not so much. Dang, it's crazy how you got hurt without... So I already have an autoimmune disease where... I have an autoimmune disease where... it's called lupus, but I have symptoms of rheumatoid arthritis, where my white blood cells already likes to attack, like, my own self, like joints and stuff. So I do... Waking up with pain out of nowhere has been a thing for me for, like, the last 25 years. I got diagnosed when I was pretty young, like, when I was, like, 9 or 10 years old. So, yeah, having an autoimmune disorder is just, like, body hates itself sometimes and just inflames for no reason. Sometimes a reason. Maybe sometimes it's diet related, but other times it's no reason. Let me see if I can find it. Oh. And it could be stress related too. Alright, let me see if I can post this. Stream submissions. Probably not. It's probably too big. As long as there's no zombie apocalypse, I'm good. The other day, I was at this birthday party and people were doing foot races, just like on the street in front of the house. And I was like, man, I want to race next. I totally forgot that I can't run right now. Like, because when I'm standing, it's fine. Like, I don't feel pain. As I was watching them run, like, do foot races, sprinting, like, against each other, I was like, all right, I want to go next. And then as soon as I stepped forward, I was like, oh, wait. I can't do that anymore. I can't just, like, go and run whenever I want to, or ever right now. So that kind of made me sad because, when I have kids and stuff, I'm going to want to play with them and run around with them. And if something happens, I want to, like, be fully healthy to be able to, like, if they run into the street, I can run, grab them real quick, and stuff like that. Or if, like, some emergency happens and you got, like, a fire breaks out and you got to grab your kids and you got to run, like, I can't do that. So, yeah, it kind of sucks, like, coming to that realization if my foot never gets better. Yo, I'm trying to buy a second-hand PC, but I don't have components to test them like you do, so I directly buy a used PC rig. Yes. Honestly, where do you live, Colorbird? I think someone posted something in the Discord server, which, Blind Tech, 10 months, thank you for the membership renewal. Where is this? Oh, here it is. Okay. Someone did, I thought someone posted, this is my home lab. Oh my god. You guys have, see? You actually have legit gear. Sorry, Staying, if you're still in the chat. I was supposed to look at these. Tech Blacksmith, serverbuilds.net. Okay, here we go. My Unraid server. This was from years ago when I first stood it up with 4 10TB WD shucks. There it is. See, you guys actually have legit, like, racks and cages and stuff like that. I'm literally looking for a glorified external hard drive. It's gonna be so basic. You guys are gonna be disappointed once I get this thing up and running. But okay, let's see what we got here. Parity, unassigned SSD cache, healthy, 37 degrees. Do they have the pool size or the uptime 2 days? I'm trying to look for the dumb people information because a lot of this stuff, like, I mean, I recognize somewhat what I'm looking at, but does this not have the storage, the total? Oh, right here. Sorry. It's kind of blurry. So, 666 gigabyte used of 30 terabytes? You said this was from years ago. So this must have been when you first got it up and running and you didn't fill it up yet. Because you're not even using 2% of a 30 terabyte array. The rack was $75 local deal. Yeah. Is there a recovery time or you don't know? There's no recovery time. I've been to the doctor. I've had surgery on my foot for them to do a bone biopsy. I've seen as many doctors as I want to see. Well, no, I need to get a second opinion, but still. My normal lupus doctor, special orthopedic doctors, orthopedic surgeon, all that stuff. X-rays, MRIs, CAT scans, they've done everything to my foot. And they're right now it's give it time type of thing, unfortunately. Imagine me with 30 terabytes. I would fill it up with all my Blender projects instantly, Law. What up, Logan? How much storage are you working with right now? And do you use any external storage, Logan? And I don't know how big Blender files are, so give us an idea of what a typical, project you work on, how big it is. I have 96 terabyte total, and I have used 26 used, yeah. Oh, man, I'm getting excited now. Just going up to, so if I buy 4 12 terabyte drives, double parity, 24 usable, that just gives me a little bit of breathing room to then get more drives and then make it become 36, 48, 60. But right now, I just need to be, I have 14 terabytes. That is, and when you have 14 terabyte drives, you only have 12 terabyte usable, and it is filled 90 something percent. So I just need to double it for the time being and then add drives to it. When will I do a 5090 giveaway? I need it for my starving family. We need Roblox at 500 FPS. I would love to do more giveaways. Just unfortunately, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed. Performance on my channel in this last year has probably been the worst that it has. It might be the worst that it has ever been. In terms of I don't have as much collaborations or sponsorships with companies. I'm just not making I'm not making much money at all. And I don't want to give an exact number, but let's just say if I quit making YouTube videos and I went to work at a minimum wage job at McDonald's or something, I would be making multiple times more than I am on YouTube for the same amount of time spent. Let's just say that. So, but I don't I like making YouTube videos, so I'm gonna keep doing it. It's just, it's not bringing in as much as it used to in the past. And that's kind of a normal thing. You know, channels see there's ups and then there's downs, and then sometimes channels die out. We're gonna see if I'm in the dying out phase of my channel right now, or if I can make some kind of miraculous recovery. Because there's plenty of tech channels that have called it quits. We've talked about this in previous streams before. Blender files depend, but they can range from 50 to 100 megabytes up to several gigabytes if it's a large scene. Also remember the time I got an upgraded PC, there wasn't enough space for the 1 terabyte drive. Got it. So no external drives? No USB external drives? 780 terabytes in my main. And this is your personal server, Elemental IT. This isn't related to a business that you have on the side. Are you using it to host servers and are charging people for things? This is just your, well, you say your main, not your personal server. So what is this server mainly used for? If you're willing to share, Elemental IT. If it's a personal question, feel free to not share, but I was just curious. Okay, let's look at Stangs. Oh no, we already looked at this. Let's look at, let me see. Stang still is in the chat. What do we got here? 1 times RAID Z1 4 wide. What am I looking at? Used. Oh my god. When was this screenshot taken? This was tonight. 7:06. Stang, are you backing things up? How do you have so much capacity and you're only using so little of it? What is going on here? I feel like I'm in the opposite situation. I feel like, so we've seen two situations so far, though though Tech Blacksmith said that they filled theirs up to 20 something terabytes, so that's more reasonable. But like, what's up with all these people posting screenshots of these servers with so much space barely filling it up, and I have like so little space filled to the brim? Like, what's going on here? Okay, Blind Tech, my NAS and networks. Here we go. 28% full. Oh, this is your, I'm guessing, what is this? My NAS plus network switch, okay. So this is your TrueNAS. Just in this? Oh yeah, look at that, baby. Top tier power supply right here. How's this thing been treating you? How many on hours do you have with this on? And obviously this is not the same as using it for gaming because the power draw is like way different, right? I don't even, what would the power draw of this thing, this whole system be? Have you checked it? Depression takes many forms, says Jason. Just in case, exactly. My friend and I are hyped to try and do the AMD Cares upgrade at the SoCal Tech Fair. We're gonna get there early, try to trade. Yes, I saw that. Funny enough, it was a PT Tech YouTube Shorts where they're gonna be trading in, even if you have like a 20-year-old CPU, you could trade it for a new Ryzen CPU. Yo, SoCal Tech Fair. Who's going to this? I unfortunately cannot make it. I kind of wish that I could. I think this is gonna be a super chill time. But yeah, SoCal Tech Fair, pretty much for most, I don't know how many people are going to be flying into this like they did LTX. This seems like it's going to be a much smaller show, but this is kind of like LTX. I don't want to disrespect Jay by calling it LTX Junior, but it is a convention put on by a tech content creator. But this one's gonna be in LA, and it's 2 days instead of 3 days. And if you're in California, it seems like this would be a very fun time. SoCal Tech Fair. They are gonna have some content creators. You guys probably know a decent amount of them on here. Colton from Colton/LTT Sun. I don't get the reference to that, but oh, but Jesus. Yeah. Only on Sunday. Got it. Yeah, I should have looked at this one and it said SAT. For some reason, I thought when they said /LTT, I thought maybe he was gonna be representing another entity called Sun or something. But okay, Saturday, Sunday, and then Bitwit's only gonna be there Saturday, Austin on Saturday. Yeah, so it looks like Saturday's the main day to go if you wanna meet up with I guess Colton is considered pretty big. But yeah, this seems like it'd be a fun time. It would be awesome to go. Honestly, going to things like this, my biggest takeaway from them usually, and the most fun I have, is meeting viewers. There's not many opportunities, because I'm a smaller content creator, to meet people who watch my channel and enjoy my content. So going to things like this where it's a bunch of PC nerds, there's just bound to be at least a handful of people who will come up, say hi, and I could strike up a conversation. But yeah, this is cheap. LTX, I forgot how much LTX costs because I've never had to buy a ticket, to be honest. But this is $20 a day. Kids 10 and under are free. If you're in the SoCal area or are willing to travel a little bit, this seems like this is this weekend. So, seems like a chill, fun time. I wish I could make it, honestly. Road trip time, I'll just sleep in the car at Walmart. Yeah, I wish I knew. I would have put boots on the ground there. Yeah, I think hopefully next year, or if LTX comes back, I want more creator thrown events like this, because the PC building community, there's so much cross viewership. Like, if you're even a small PC tech content creator, you're bound to run into viewers and be able to meet, you know, and see them face to face at an event like this. But yeah, back to Home Lab, we did get off topic. Because it was just brought up. And I know Chris is going to it. I forget which day. But please don't mind the mess. You want to talk about mess? I should show you guys what my router, modem, Synology, NAS, and printer. Printer's moved now, but situation is going on upstairs. You guys have seen it in the LAN Party Stories videos. It is a mess. Maybe I'm not the guy. I wish I was the guy. If I was the guy, I would make the event. If I ever did a local meetup, it would be like, come meet me here. I'll have some pizzas. We can just hang out. There'll be no events. It'll be just sitting around, meeting each other, eating some free pizza. That would be it. And then I probably wouldn't buy enough pizza because I'll be like, no one's coming. And then there might be more people coming. And then there won't be enough pizza to go around. And it'll likely be Costco mediocre ass grade pizza. Anyone else find Costco pizza kind of mediocre? It's great value. Like, if you're talking about mass or like calorie per dollar spent, Costco is great value. But if every pizza was free, and you're gonna compare like Pizza Hut, even Little Caesars, Domino's and stuff, Costco, I don't know, man. Their pizzas are flimsy. Sometimes it feels like they could use some more time in the oven. Maybe some more dough in the crust. Like Costco pizza, when you lift it up, because maybe it's because of the size, it's so big. Like, the sauce and cheese can easily just slide off of it. I don't know. I eat Costco pizza, but on a tier list, I would put it probably right at C tier, to be honest. And I put Domino's at like A tier. I'm not going to be that guy who says Domino's is S tier, because obviously, once you get into artisan pizza, Chicago, you know, or deep dish or whatever the heck, there are definitely better pizzas than Domino's, but even with cost aside, I like Domino's truly. But Costco is that far below Domino's to me. Pizza Hut, you know what? I'm going to give Pizza Hut B tier. Below Domino's, but above Costco. PizzaCon. Can we chill with this free shilling? Domino's ain't paying you, unk. You don't need to do this. Bro, Domino's, they got stuffed crust now. And around here, they don't put too much cornmeal on it. Okay? So, that's a Texas thing. Hit up your regional Domino's manager and straighten that out, Jason. Stuffed crust. Welcome to 1998. Costco does got a lot of flop. And I don't eat cheese pizza. But if you're getting cheese pizza from Costco, it's gonna be likely burnt. Right? I'm not talking about... this is okay. But the ones that we got for LAN, multiple LANs in a row, they were straight up burnt. This is, I even consider okay. Even though this looks kind of pimply. Burnt Costco cheese pizza. I cannot believe multiple LANs in a row. We straight up got, like... not this bad, but closer to this than the other one. Like, this one is, I think, a little burnt. Wouldn't you say? Like, I'm okay with a little bit of dark spots. This, to me, is similar to what we got. A little much, too much time baking. The pepperoni definitely helps protect it. When you get pepperoni, you have a less chance of being burnt. I like the Costco pizza. It's usually pretty good. Well, I wonder if it's a regional thing. Yeah, for the price, you can't beat it. Straight up, a sixth of a large pizza for $2 or $2.50. It's $2.50. Did they go up? Did pizza used to be $2? Or is it still $2? Let me see. $2 a slice. Okay, no, maybe it is $2 a slice. It's not $2.50. I'm thinking of the $1.50 hot dog. I think they're still $2. Inflation hasn't caught up with Costco pizza. At least I don't think yet. Yeah, I think it's $2. Yeah, you're right. It's I've been getting it more frequently. Usually when we go to Costco, I try to like make a meal out of it because we're already there and it's so cheap and it'll cover you for lunch or dinner or whatever time you're there. But more often, I've been getting the hot dog, going home, fancying it up with like some fried onions or like, you know, pan fried onions and like cheese and toppings and stuff to make it a little bit nicer. And you get the drink, but you know. I've had their pizzas a few times, not a fan. Only a few times. I mean, I would say I've had Costco pizza. If I had to count on my hands, I would need a lot more hands. Triple digits over the last... I don't remember what age I started going to Costco, but probably at least for the last 25 to 30 years. Have I had Costco pizza more than 100 times? Have I hit triple digits? If not, probably close to it. And I am mad about it. I'm not like I hate it, but I don't love it. I don't even like it that much. Wait, hold on. A land center that's also a pizzeria. Let's talk. Unfortunately, the pizzeria, I feel, would have to carry a lot of the weight. Because as we talked about in the past, land centers are a thing of the past. It's just not worth the money. I know that feeling. I've been at Costco before, and sometimes it'd be way too burnt. Single slices also have way too much grease. Well, that's what cheese pizzas are, and pepperoni, I guess. Both of them, they like get super greasy once they're baked. So you have to like dab it if you care about that kind of stuff. I prefer 4 meats from Sam's. Bruh, they need to bring back combo pizzas in Costco, and they need a meat lovers option. No Hawaiian though. Screw Hawaiian. Tierless Hawaiian pineapple on pizza. F tier, or wherever the lowest tier is. Not even D tier. It's just straight up F or E, the lowest tier. Paying $60 a month at Costco is wild. Not if... No, Costco membership easily pays itself off. And they give you the cashback thing that easily pays off the membership price. But you just have to, you know, either have a family or go through all this stuff. I'm sure just from buying like the long-term storage stuff, like, you know, getting chicken and freezing it and buying like big bags of rice and pasta sauce and whatever the heck else we buy at Costco, frozen stuff that we eat, we easily make more money. We pay off our Costco membership from the rebate they give us. We have the $120 plan a year too, but we pay that. We get more than $120 back every single year, and the value at Costco is better on a decent amount of stuff than outside. But yeah. The problem with Costco pizza is it is 2 hours from the time you leave your house to sitting at home and actually eating it. It is 2 hours from the time... Well, you just pick it up at the end of your Costco shopping trip. You just wait there for like 20 minutes with your cart. Or if you're... Like for me, this is what we do. Like, one of us pays... You know, Costco lines are crazy long. We time it. Like, all right, we're about 15 minutes from scanning our items at the front of the line. You go get the pizza and whatever food we're getting, hot dogs and stuff, and I'll continue to pay, and then we meet up, and then we leave. That's how we usually try to time it. But if you're going alone, then yeah, it kind of sucks. I add garlic butter on the pizza crust. Garlic butter, number one. Number one dipping sauce. What is this blasphemy? Pineapple on pizza is S tier. Your taste buds are F tier. They could be seen as that. Yeah, and what are people doing at Costco? Buying the pizza and then shopping at 2 hours and then going home. You can actually call into Costco, place the order, and then just pick it up like while you're in line. So, or like when you're about to get to the line. All right, we're doing this. I said we're gonna run polls. Pineapple on pizza. Let's go. All right. Which side do you guys align with? I like pretzel crust over garlic. Pretzel crust pizza. I'm not sure if I've really had that. My Costco parking is 30 minutes in itself. Yeah, Costco. The best time I found to go to Costco is like Friday night, like an hour before close, or Saturday. Anytime before close. But yeah, any other time than that is usually pretty busy. Parking lot is a mess. The lines are a mess. The aisles are always super crowded. You're always... And then more recently, Costco has been putting their big pallets like in the middle of the aisle. So now all that walking space while people are stopped to grab stuff is just in the way. I just can't do sweet stuff on pizza in general. Thank you, Pika Wobbs. Me either. I like a lot of different toppings on pizza. It's just not pineapple. It's not just sweet either. Sometimes it's got that little bit of sourness to it too. Pineapple, right? Sweet and sour-ish. Yeah, I can't. It's just so good. I understand you found your thing, you love it. It's just like, it's such a polarizing choice that like, if you're ordering pizza, let's say for the office or for a birthday party or for something, right? It is too polarizing to be safe. Like pepperoni, I would feel is like pretty safe. Sausage pizza, pretty safe. Meat lovers, pretty safe. Combination, pretty safe. Supreme, pretty safe. Pineapple? You might run into a situation where it's not all the pizza is eaten up. I don't like it, but I'll eat it. Yeah, and this is true, right? Like, if I'm at a pizza party at work and all they got was Hawaiian, I'm eating it. But if they got Hawaiian, Hawaiian versus cheese, I will probably grab one of each. I'm not a huge cheese pizza fan. It's so like, I don't know, boring. But yeah. I would probably, yeah, if the pizza party, head of the pizza party committee, for whatever reason, only got cheese and pineapple and Hawaiian, I would get like one slice of each and wish there was like at least a pepperoni or some other slice of pizza. But I'll eat it. I mean, you know, I gotta get some food in my belly if that's what I was planning on eating for the day or for that meal. All pizza is good pizza. That is true. No, man. So I am a part of the Domino's. Is this sad? I am actually a part of the Domino's subreddit, right? Apparently not on this account. On my other one. But, alright. We're actually gonna join it on this account now. It's official. On my other non-public Reddit account. But, okay. Monstrosity. I'm pretty sure. This monstrosity past quality. That doesn't look too bad. People have posted some of the weirdest order. Let me see. Weird order. I don't understand why we get so many orders like this. Oh, this is a mushroom and cheese pizza. That's not too weird. I've seen some... Here, where's the media ones? You gotta find the one with the pictures. People have posted... Yeah, like, what? I think this is still considered pizza. So when you say all pizza is good pizza, I don't think this is good pizza. Maybe, yeah. All standard pizzas are good pizza. No, he's saying, why is it 2 half mushroom? Oh, 2 half mushroom, 2 half cheese? Oh, hey, what up, Demon Mitt? That makes sense. Because you might be putting one box to HR and one box to accounting. Like, there's a totally reasonable explanation for getting 2 halves pizzas of the same pizza. Because... unless you want to, like, transfer it with your greasy hands and stuff. It's just, like, easier to do it like that. But yeah. At first, I thought the same thing, too. But after reading the comments, it totally makes sense. Like, what is this? Customers are weird. Is this just, like, barbecue sauce on cheeseless, sauceless pizza. You can tell that that's that buttery, you know, garlic crust. That crust is so good. But yeah, just barbecue sauce, straight barbecue sauce. So much. I don't know why there's dust on the top side. I don't know why. The hell is that Resident Evil 9 boss? It looks like a calzone. Domino's is by far... Yes, I agree with you, Alex DC. I agree with you. Okay, but what about none pizza left beef or whatever that meme was? None pizza left beef. I don't remember that meme. Oh, none pizza left beef. Okay. None. Well, why would they call it none if it comes with the crust? I was thinking, okay. Yeah, what is the point of this? Is the point that in a world where this customer loves Domino's crust and they cannot replicate it, and they like their beef too, but their significant others are vegetarian or I'm not gonna say vegan, maybe vegan. They wanted this so that they could add their own sauce and their own cheese and maybe vegan cheese on this half. Like, there's a world where this pizza might make sense. And it is a very small subset of rules that would, you know, that would be to make this make sense. But yeah, you love the meat. For one person of the two, you love the crust, but you want to use your own sauce and cheese and potentially vegan cheese. I don't know. Looks like droppings. None pizza left beef. You gotta see the order. About the or the ordering page. Okay. That's what it is. Also, Jaina. Alright, we gotta get your name. Hainev or Jainov or Jainav. How do you phonetically say your name? Because you've been in chat all night, and hopefully you're going to be a returning member, so I don't remember your name just for nothing. Jnav. Jnav? Like straight up Jnav or Jnav? Jnav. Okay. Do you go by J too? Like... okay, let's see the ordering page. Jnav, okay. I gotta write this down. First of all... are you new to the stream? Because if you're not, you've been very quiet in the past. But if this is your first stream, because I think I would have recognized your name and your profile picture with the amount that you've contributed in terms of talking. Yeah, I feel like I would have, like there's regulars on the stream that I kind of know by name by now, but this is my first, okay, see? So I'm not losing it. I do remember who's new and who's been around. So, okay, awesome. Glad to have you in the stream tonight. Thanks for all your, you know, help in answering my inquiries and stuff like that. And, okay, this is what... So this is the order that you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Never heard of none pizza. None cheese, sauce, pepperoni. Yeah, everything except normal beef. On the left. But why beef specifically? It's just what it ended up being? And this, wait! Testing the accuracy of it. Oh, okay. This is 2007? I thought this was like within the last decade meme. I did not know this was almost 20 years old. My goodness. Skyward King. Honestly, your name looks... I feel like you're newer. You're definitely... I feel like you're not an OG, like, from, like, you know, the last couple of years. But I feel like I've seen your name in the stream previously. So you're not new, but you're not OG. You're kind of like in the middle. You're working towards OG status. Am I right or wrong? And honestly, these types of interactions is what helps build up me remembering people more and community. Like, the more you guys talk, the more I remember you, to be honest. Just don't spam. There's a special hand toss or something like that that used to come in the black box. Delicious. I mean, I feel like the normal hand toss is good. But okay, so somebody was experimenting to see how accurate this was and how accurately the employees would make the pizza. Interesting. The Great Pizza Orientation Test rapidly became popular. Oh, okay. Oh, on the 10-year. So did this pop up again on the 10-year anniversary? And then it became more popular? Because back in 2007, I would imagine like memes spreading, you could only get so viral compared to today, right? This must have been like during the 2017 like anniversary celebration that people redid it and it became more popular. But let me see. 2021. Okay. I'm trying to look at the date of stuff. 15th anniversary. Okay, yeah. You're new to the streams? Okay, well, welcome to the stream, Skyward King. Hopefully you had a good time tonight. And hopefully you will come back. We're here every single week. Same time, same day. Mostly. I'll let you guys know if I change the day or time due to real-life commitments. But yeah. Pika Wubs. You want to talk about OG? Pika Wubs was back in the days when I was streaming with CompTV Lee. Not many people know that name by this point, unfortunately. But Pika Wubs is one of the OGs. OG status is a thing. It's not a real thing. It's just more like, have I remembered you from 7 years ago? Or are you kind of newer? Demon Mate, you've been around for a while too. You've been around pretty, like for at least the last couple of years. You're by no means new. Jason is new. He's green. He's fresh meat. I was probably 3 years old by 2007. You a youngin', Blind Tech. But not super youngin'. We got even more youngins in the chat. Apparently, you know, we've seen 12, 13-year-olds, so. Most pizza, like Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, etc., these days is trash. I go to a proper Italian restaurant to get my pizza, and it's the best. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. Like, going to proper sit-down pizzerias is so good. And they have, like, more unique flavors and all that kind of stuff. But when you just want cheap eats, Domino's does it for me. How'd those sausage pieces not fly off in delivery? I know, right? What you gotta do is after when the delivery drivers walk up to the door, they reshake it around a little bit and try to get it back on. Why is it so puffy like a pizza pocket? I think maybe because when you don't have any weight, like from cheese, sauce, and toppings weighing it down, there's more chances for it to get puffy. That would be my guess. I'm not a freaking chef or a pizza expert, but Marco's is the best pizza I've found and is very affordable. Jason, wasn't Marco's a part of the pizza test from the from DrebblerCon? Or did we not have Marco's in it? I don't remember, because we don't have Marco's up here. So I forget if it was a part of the test. We did have Marco's? Okay, and I don't think it was even in the top 3, right? It was like Domino's, Little Caesars, and something. Oh yeah, okay. Yep, I am aware of the Little Caesars with the pretzel crust. Yeah, pretzel. Maybe it's just because. Little Caesars. Is it Little Caesars? No, it's Little Caesars. I'm just not a fan of pretzels. I mean, I'll eat pretzels, Auntie Anne's and stuff, but maybe I gotta give this a try. I do like their little pizza bites. It's wild. I forget that some people were born in the early 2000s doesn't equal kids anymore. Yeah, people are born in like 2005 or 20 years old. I mean, they could act like kids, but they're like of adult age. The test results were thrown out due to biases. How is there biases? We did a blind test and we didn't know what it was. And it sounds like a lot of people had biases. I mean, if it was just me biasing towards Domino's, that'd be one thing. But if a lot of people biased towards Domino's being number 1, I think people just like Domino's. I don't know, man. I'm the oldest here. 55 lol. I don't know, N2. N2 Tech, you have been around in the chat, in the streams for a while. I'm sure we have older than 55 people in here. Wow, I'm ending the poll. It's a 50-50. It is 50-50. You guys voted. Pineapple on pizza. See? Polarizing. There's no skew towards one or the other. Marco's definitely on my wish list to try. If y'all have access to it, y'all need to try New Haven style pizza. It's insane. So I'll show you what we have more recently. And if you come to Seattle, or I don't know if they're anywhere else, but my God, this is so good. My wife and I just had it the other week. It is more specialty pizza. It's this place called Moto Pizza. And it's Detroit style pizza. So, you know, like the square with the nice crispy cheese on the crust. And usually, I hate fusion. And I'm not saying this is fusion pizza, but this is more unique flavors. And you guys can look up this person. This is like a highly rated pizza place that's just literally like a town over from me. But Moto Pizza. So they got beef adobo pizza. I haven't tried this one yet. They have the all-in, which is like, you know, pretty good stuff. Cheese pizza, which their cheese is a little bit, you know, it's not definitely a tier up from Costco or like Domino's and Pizza Hut pizza. This one, my goodness. I know it sounds weird. Clam chowder pizza. It's not just like clam chowder dumped. It's clam chowder flavorings with actual clams on it. This is so good. If you're ever in Seattle or wherever the hell Moto is, let's see, Moto Pizza locations. Is it only a Seattle thing? Bellevue, Seattle, Edmonds, Belltown, T-Mobile Park. Yep, okay. So here's a map of around where I live. So this is the one that I go to in a town called Edmonds. I'm in Lynnwood. Here's Edmonds. And then they have like more in the Seattle area. But if you're ever visiting, try this out. You will not be disappointed. They have other flavors like, you know, like the pepperoni, Mr. Pig. They have a plant-based one apparently. But my goodness, this is so good. Would you give this pizza an 8.1? One bite, everyone knows the rules. Wait, what? Detroit, yeah. There's a place near us that does Indian pizza. So it's like a pizza with chicken. Yeah, Indian pizza. I feel like it's just Indian food, all combined, so you can eat it with one hand. Like it's naan as the crust, then it's tikka masala sauce with the curry chicken. With the chicken on it as the protein. So like, do they do anything else? Maybe add cheese, but aside from that, is there any other ingredients that actually make it more pizza-like? Or is it just tikka masala on naan? Oh, okay. Yeah. If that's the case, I've made tikka masala out of, you know, when I'm sitting at or I've made Indian pizza at a restaurant because that's how I kind of eat my naan and tikka masala and stuff. But yeah. Let's see. Oh, and there's a shrimp pizza. But yeah, this is pretty good. Now, obviously, so $24. Me and Melissa can share a pizza and we'll be full because it's like kind of thicker and just like higher quality. And these days we don't eat. I don't eat like I'm in college anymore. I eat until like I'm good. I don't eat until I'm like super stuffed, like I'm at a buffet. So like one of these can serve me and Melissa. So it's like $12 a person, which is definitely more expensive than Domino's and Pizza Hut and those. But again, any sit down like pizzeria place you go to, it's gonna be like 10 to 15 bucks a head. That's just how it is for more premium pizza. So I'm glad it's not just pepperoni and sausage only. It's the Round Table Pizzas near you. Have you? Okay. I am near a Round Table Pizza. I've never had it intentionally, which means if I've had it before, it's because, see, whenever time I think of Round Table, I just think it's there with the different chains like Papa John's and Papa Murphy's, you have to cook it yourself, so it doesn't count. So it's kind of like a slightly more elevated Pizza Hut / Domino's. Like, I don't know, like, it's not a nice sit-down pizzeria, but it's not Domino's. It's just barely elevated. Like Papa John's, I consider it slightly elevated because it's pricier, and it's like, you know, thicker dough and all that stuff, but yeah, we have one, like, really close to me, and I've never had it, because, I don't know, I guess I need to look at the prices, because if I look at the price, and it costs as much as, like, Moto Pizza, for, you know, a large pizza, why get that when I can get this, or just get a way cheaper Domino's, right? Round Table is across the street from me, I can see it from my front door, nothing special, and you've had it, Robert Fix It? Same where I live, the best pizza in our town is at a bowling alley. Interesting. Our bowling alley / roller rink food is pretty good, but it's nothing like crazy that I would go. I'll eat when we're there, but I'm not gonna make it a point to go there to eat. You know what I'm saying? Once you get past 30 pizza, wait, Rad Robot, 30 pizzas for what? Oh, one bite, everyone knows the rules. Would you give that pizza an 8.1? The clam chowder pizza? No. Honestly, I would give this as... I don't want to give it a 10, right? When you rate stuff, you cannot give things a 10 unless you're willing to break the scale in the future. Because if you eat something that is better than it later, then the 10 rating is all screwed up. So if I had to give this a rating, I'd give it like honestly a 9.5 to 9.8. This is probably one of my favorite pizza that I've ever had. And I mean, I've had sit down fancy pizzeria pizzas before. I can't remember the names of the restaurants because I've only been there like once, but I've had good pizza before. I'm not just like a Domino's only enjoyer boy. It's the majority of what I eat, but I have had quality, more quality expensive pizza. They do add cheese to the Indian pizza. Interesting. Yeah, so I've never had it with cheese, but that sounds good. We get it for when people come over because it's literally oven to door. Okay. Our Marco in Florida gives away free pizza every full moon. Medium one toppings. That sounds like a lot. I feel like that's a lot of free pizzas given out. Do you have to buy something first? Does anyone have a Pyros around them? That's one of the best pizza places. It's like Subway for pizza. We have Mod Pizza, which is like Subway for pizza. So Mod Pizza, you go there, ingredients, let's see if I can do it, but I'm sure a lot, like there's, what was it, slice of pie. So you go there, they have them in the bins, you tell them what you want on the pizza, you walk down the glass, like it's behind glass, right, and then you just tell them exactly what you want on the pizza, and then they bake it. Mod is kind of expensive for how big this pizza is and how thin the crust is, but I like Mod Pizza. Mod and Blaze are great. There was a local place like that, had you put dumplings on top. Yeah, I like Mod a lot. Yeah, this is one of our go-tos for... But there's a lot of places that have different names that is like a DIY pizza, Subway style. Pieology. Yep, Pieology I've been to. I think that's in California and probably other places, but I had it in Cali. I'm quoting David Portnoy. He gives everything an 8.1. It's like an IGN 7 out of 10. Got it. A Supreme Large at Round Tables is $23, but for guests, it makes us look like heroes. Mountain Mike's is top tier. Give something a 10 for now is reasonable. Then I don't want to have to readjust the whole tier list. I like to be able to give a lot of different things 9.5s or 9.1s, 9.6s, you know, relative. It's like saying this is some of the best pizza I've ever eaten, and relative to each other, this is how I rank them. But it's all subjective at the end of the day. Okay, what are we doing here? Talk about pizza for like a whole hour. We are 2 hours and 48 minutes in the stream, almost 3 hours. My goodness. You guys can distract me so easily. But, with regards to upcoming content, I will show you guys some stuff, but it still is like a few weeks out. So I showed you the 8400F, which I'm going to make content for. I've got some other cheapo CPUs sitting here from AliExpress before they increase the tariffs. I'm not going to show you right now because I want to keep it a mystery. But these are CPUs that I got for like $12 and $20. So maybe you can guess what they are. And no, they're not Xeons. We got... this I'm excited about. Y'all have seen this, right? The Purely Thermal Takes digital coolers. The ones that have these temperature and utilization for the CPU and graphics cards on them. They're a bit pricier. Like a normal Phantom Spirit or Peerless Assassin is what, $35? These ones are like $10 to $15 more. But I've never used one yet, so I'm very curious because I do like my displays on top of my fat air coolers. What else we got? Oh, that is a big spider. Where's the tape? You spider. you are not going to crawl into a pillow and freak out my friends at LAN. Remember the LAN video where Nick woke up to a spider? Okay, this wasn't that huge. It was just kind of like decently fat. But that video where Nick woke up to a spider underneath his pillow. It was way bigger than this one. But yeah. Dumplings on pizza does not sound good. I think pizza is like, aside from pineapple and other sweet things, I think there are plenty of things that can go on pizza. It is a like method of delivery to your mouth. And you could get as creative as you want with it. I think a dumpling pizza, let's take a look at what it looks like. You guys are pulling me back in. I'm trying to end the stream and you're making me look up dumpling pizza. That's what I was imagining, just pizza with dumplings on it and like probably sriracha or whatever that is. Dumpling pizza. Oh, if you do like a bao bun pizza, which is a calzone. Oh yeah, so what kind of dumpling pizza are we talking about? We talking about pizza dumplings or straight up like Asian dumplings on pizza? Because apparently pizza dumplings are just mini calzones. One time, I put leftover sushi on leftover pizza. It was fire. I can imagine that. You should become a pizza influencer. That'd be so fun. Just doing something different, you know? Will playing on a home server be more enjoyable? What up, Bertha Mac? I'm assuming you just got to the stream. Because we haven't talked about server stuff for a while, but playing on a home server, you talking about like for games like Minecraft and Rust and anything else that you could play off of a server? Or I guess for LANs, if I had the NAS up and running and set up like a server for whatever game, then I could do that, but that's not what I wanted to use it for. That's just a freaking calzone at this point. Yeah, except with probably more of dumpling bread instead of, you know, like rice flour or whatever the heck people use for dumpling bread, as opposed to just normal flour. Yeah. Pickled ginger on pizza? We need a poll. Pickled ginger on pizza. I eat pickled ginger because a lot of Vietnamese cooking has that. We'll run this as the last poll. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't even, they might not have even had it. Pickled ginger on pizza. I'm getting the Thermalright Phantom Spirit 120 Evo to have it as a backup. Yeah, it's a perfect, yeah, Phantom Spirit, it's cheap one, and to have it on backup for like 35 bucks, definitely a, the thing about air coolers is that like, they last so long and they don't depreciate. Like CPUs, if you buy one now, 5 years later, that thing's gonna be worth like half the cost, if not more, or you know, if not less. You could buy a Phantom Spirit or whatever air cooler right now, and in 5 years, it's probably gonna be the same price. Do we really think Thermalright coolers are gonna get that much cheaper than 20 and 35 bucks? No. They might have slightly better ones in the future, but for like a certain price point, it's gonna perform basically the same, so long as the vapor chambers didn't dry out. And AIOs, I don't know what the shelf life of AIOs is before it naturally like evaporates or slowly evaporates inside, but yeah. Blind Tech, I ordered the Thermalright Assassin X120R Digital ARGB Black CPU cooler on eBay. It's coming to my house by Monday. Nice! Yeah, wait, so the Assassin, that one is the single tower one, but with the digital display, and I think it only shows CPU stuff. It doesn't show GPU stuff. But yeah, those are cool too. Those are like only 25 bucks. They're pretty cheap. What is pickled ginger? Is that like a pickle? It's like you take ginger and then you pickle it. That's what pickled anything is. Did you see the PewDiePie video about him switching to Linux? What are your thoughts on Linux? Yeah, I mentioned it briefly earlier on. Right now, I only have enough time to play with one thing, and I think I'm going to be playing with, you know, whatever NAS solution I'm going to spin up in the coming weeks or months. I would love to play with Linux. But with any, for me, like, I've not touched any Linux distros or anything, right? There's only one opportunity for me to like jump on to try it and document my journey, because afterwards, like the first time cherry popping magic is over. So as a content creator, I'm like, I definitely want to document when I do that, but when I document it, it's going to mean a lot of work and time to make sure, you know, I'm documenting as much as possible and I'm doing it in a way that's like a coherent story. So that's what trips me up a lot of the time when it comes to potential content I can make, especially even with this server and NAS stuff. Like if I make a video on it, or I'm pretty sure I'm going to make a video on it, I get so caught up in like, how do I want to do this? How do I want to start this? That I don't even start it because I'm so afraid that I'm going to get in, like not document it correctly. So Linux, I think it's awesome that PewDiePie like made a video on it. It was a very interesting video. As someone who like, I don't watch other content creators talk about Linux. Like right now for me, that's like, could be one of the most boring things in the world. But I was able to watch PewDiePie go through a whole, how long was that video? Like 30 minutes or 20 something minutes? Talk about his experience with Linux. And I think it's a good thing in terms of him exposing it or like sharing it with his audience, which is a super large audience of like younger gamers and more impressionable viewers. I think it's a good thing overall. And it even makes me want to try it. I've been using Linux. Where's Craig Lilly at? The Linux Mint icon having person. No Craig Lilly today. PewDiePie Linux vid was insane. Man went ham on the rice. I've been using Linux since 2017. My advice is grab a 2017 MacBook and put it Mint on it. But you've been using Linux since 2017, but are you strictly on it? Are you still running either, you know, Mac OS or Windows on another PC that you also use? Any 100% daily driver Linux people out here? That's the next poll. We gotta end the stream, guys. We gotta end it after this one. Because I think that's the thing about Linux, because of some of the like compatibility limitations or whatever the heck reason, right? Versus Windows. I'm very curious, does anyone run it and just have given up on Apple and Windows? I have a laptop with Arch. I feel like it's really hard for most people to do that. What hurts Linux is wine support, Windows for gaming, and Linux for daily stuff. Yeah, I think that's like the majority of PC gamers who do use Linux. I use Linux for daily work. So, I mean, we are getting some votes of people who do 100% Linux-only computer users. Nothing else. Nope. JNav, I have not tried Bazite or SteamOS. I have not. Though I think people are talking about it almost every single week ever since. Well, Bazite I've been hearing more recently. Was there like a big major? Is Bazite like brand new, or has there been a major update to it? Because like it's been within the last month, like people have been talking a ton about it. When was the release? November 2023. Okay, so it's been around for a while, but people like I swear within the last month or two started talking about Bazite way more than they ever have if it's been around since Bazite 1.0 in 2023. No, just computers only, smartphones not included. Yeah, no, just like, you know, keyboard, mouse, typical keyboard, mouse, monitor, not phones. I use Windows just to use Epic Games. So no Fortnite, huh? On Linux. I use Linux only to run my server. That's it. Okay. I have an older lady that paid $2,000 for a Linux laptop with Zorin on it. She also carries around a keychain. She says protects her from all the signals in the air. An older lady that paid. What? So is the thought process here? She also carries keychains to protect her from all the signals in the air. I don't even know what the thought process is behind that, but yeah. Damn, I went for a brew and met a flight and the stream's still going. Yes, it is. It is about to end though, Hayden. You can vote if you use Linux 100% of the time with nothing else for computing, not including phone. But yeah, I would run it solo, but I want compatibility with Affinity software like GOG games. Okay. I watched my CPU jump almost $200 right after I bought it, then drop and go back up in a week. What CPU? I'm guessing like a 9800X. No, they don't have price shifts around 200. How about a NAS for Warzone? Will it be better? Can you run Warzone locally? You're talking about Call of Duty Warzone, right? Or not locally, but can you run it off of your own servers? I thought that was all on Activision Blizzard servers. Like, can you run private Warzone matches and choose your own servers? I haven't played Warzone in so long. I guess if you do a custom Warzone game, custom lobbies. Yeah, I don't even know what Call of Duty custom lobbies look like right now, so I'm not the person to ask, unfortunately, Bertha Mac. Sorry if you wasted your super chat money there. You can't host them yourself, says Blind Tech. It's Activation servers. Yeah, that's what I kind of thought. But again, I'm so done with Call of Duty. You guys have heard me rant about Call of Duty multiple times before. I'm done with it. The crappy shader compilations, the 200 gigabyte install size. It's just, I'm done. No more benchmarking Call of Duty. I'm sorry if you care about that game. But yes, you can make Minecraft, Terraria, so many other games you can. Heroic Launcher on Linux supports GOG and Epic Stores. Epic Stores. Is that what it's called? I always call it the Epic Launcher. Epic Games Launcher. But I'm guessing when you say Epic Stores, you mean that. Good news, you can snooze rival shader compile now. So what happens when you do that? It just looks crappy in game? Or in Call of Duty, you can run without the shaders being compiled. It just runs like garbage. So in Marvel Rivals, what happens when you snooze it? If it affects performance, then that's like, at least for me, if I'm testing stuff, I cannot let it go uncompiled. Oh, your 7800. Yeah, so 7800 XRD is kind of interesting because it's been replaced by the 9800 XRD. But when I've recently seen it, the price difference has only been like 50 to 80 bucks, maybe if it's on sale. But I have not seen $200 swings in it. If it's 200, it's probably going from the rightful price of like almost 400-ish dollars, like 380 to 400 to 600, which is, it makes no sense. You shouldn't buy it at that price. But I don't think it's swinging any lower. So can we look forward to the no Minecraft server? If I'm gonna spin up a server for any game, it's gonna be like Valheim or Enshrouded. I'm not a Minecraft fan, unfortunately. I just can't do it. Or 7 Days to Die or something along those lines. Yeah, I just can't for some reason with the Minecraft. I never got into it. I don't like the blockiness of it. It's not even about the graphics. I like voxel games. Like Cube World, when that was announced, I was so stoked for Cube World. My god. This is a voxel-based game. But look at the resolution of, you know, like the character and the trees and stuff. Minecraft, the blocks are too big. It's just like, I can't do it. Man, Cube World has so much potential. I'm so sad. that it's like pretty much abandoned at this point. But yeah, no Minecraft server, unfortunately. I'm saying that now because there's no way. I'm just not into it. What do I think about the Ultra i9 from Intel? Worth the money? Thinking about doing a build? No, I think the Intel Ultra series, unless you have a specific use case for it. How much are those going for? $600? I mean, they're going for the efficiency angle as well as like AI workloads and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. What kind of build are you trying to do? You gotta have like a special use case for these to actually be, and then there's also non-gaming related stuff. I think like if you care about the performance of it, you should watch the Wendo level 1 text reviews on the Ultra series for how like the specific use cases for it where it could be justified. But for gamers, yeah, these are just not the play right now at their price. RIP EverQuest next, indeed. Voxels and Storybricks. That's where mods come in, lol. What, Minecraft mods? They don't have higher block resolution, do they? You guys have pushed me over 3 hours. See, it just gives each of the blocks better looks, but each block that you break itself. Yeah. Unless there's something else, but just not into it. Not into each breakable block being so big. And the characters look dumb as hell to me. Video editing. Yeah, for that one, I don't know off the top of my head. I would need to look at. Check out Puget Bench. Puget Systems. Puget Bench. And you can see how the CPUs perform for video editing specifically. But if it's strictly for video editing, or is it going to be for video editing and some gaming on the side? Like, if it's multi-use, yeah. But, yeah, definitely have to check out the benchmarks. You can buy CPUs directly from AMD now. You know what's sad? Well, how much did I get my 7800X3D? Is it AMD store? Let me check again. I think I got mine for 370 something. Obviously, that was like a year and a half ago, so it's not the same thing. But it is just sad how something that is that old, that's not. I don't know, is there a shortage for X3D Ryzen 7 chips right now? Like, why is the price going up? Yeah, so I paid $369, nice. So $370, and then with the coupon, bringing it down to $355, and then after tax, it brought it back up to like $380 something. But yeah, I got mine, I guess, essentially my 7800 X3D on February, it was a year ago, about February 23rd, 2024, for $355. So it's kind of sucks right now that, I mean, for gamers, the most recommended chips are 7800 X3D or 9800 X3Ds, and they are kind of expensive. How's the LAN video coming along? Hasn't even started. LAN was only this month, April 11th. I don't start on LAN videos until a couple, if not a few months after LAN. So I'm not starting on that for a little bit. But all the footage is sitting just safely on my NAS and my system storage, just because, you know, it's important footage. If I lost it, that would suck. Fingers crossed, knock on wood, it doesn't. See, that's right there where I mean. Mine was 300 clean, now it's 414. Yeah. Micro Center has some crazy deals on 7800 X3D last I saw in the bundle. Yeah, the only thing is Micro Center is not available for everyone. It sucks. I'm jealous of Micro Center. havers. On Reddit, the most annoying thing is when I see people talking about don't get this graphics card, get the 9070 XT in store for MSRP. I'm like, bro, read the room. Not everyone has a Micro Center, which is probably the only place, even though now the MSRP cards have increased. But even if most people don't have a physical store to go pick up a 9070 XT, and that's why they're looking at the Best Buy NVIDIA cards. And people are just so like, they give what I feel to be brain dead answers to, you know, the whole GPU situation right now. I think right now, NVIDIA is pretty viable. Like 5070 Ti's for the actual prices, because they're not as popular and they're getting pretty much MSRP kind of regularly or just barely above it. And then you've got 9070 XTs that are like 200 to 300 above their MSRP. The NVIDIA cards make sense. So, and this is as from someone who hasn't used an NVIDIA like for full time in their system for a long time, for now coming up on like 3 years or something. I transitioned away from NVIDIA like 2 or 3 years ago in my main system. And yeah, like I owe nothing to any of the companies. I saw someone say, just buy one, thanks, on a Build a PC post about a 5070. Oh, bought one, thanks, MSRP, and he got downvoted, lol. Yeah, if you buy a 5070 or 5070 Ti and post it to Reddit, you're going to get downvoted, even if you bought it at MSRP. But the same subreddit, like PCMR or Micro Center subreddit, if you said that you bought a 9070 XT, and even though it was a $200 above MSRP, it was the card you wanted, people will upvote you. There's a hate boner for NVIDIA, like extra. I understand disliking NVIDIA for, you know, reasons and like not liking it, but the degree that the pendulum has shifted to hating NVIDIA, it's kind of crazy right now. Like, I think it's overboard, but what do I know? I'm just a guy wearing a green shirt that just happens to be the same color as NVIDIA, so I might secretly be a fanboy. I don't know. You were spoiled for a while. Nah, dude. Fries was crappy for, like, since I started my YouTube channel. Yeah, Fries before that was fine. But ever since 2016 and beyond, Fries has been kind of crappy. For the last decade, there wasn't a time where Fries had really that great of deals that Newegg couldn't beat. I don't know if anyone asks or say it. Are you going to do a LAN party? Yeah, I did a LAN party this month, April 11th, like 3 weeks ago. I have the footage. I need to edit it. But then we're going to do a LAN party again in October or November timeframe. Every 6 months about. I wish Micro Center would move into the old Fries in Renton. Yeah, me too. But Micro Center's been teasing us about coming to Seattle for like 6 years now. I've been asking them on Twitter for like the last 5 or 6 years. They keep on saying, we'll pass it over to our, you know, whatever team, and then nothing's happened. Have you tried older games on your B580? The only old game I've tried recently is, I've been playing Skyrim. The Oblivion remaster launch last week got me really wanting to play an Elder Scrolls game, but I was too cheap to buy the Oblivion remaster. So I hopped on the, what is it, the anniversary edition or special edition? What is it called? But I've been playing Skyrim. Like, I think in the last 2 weeks, I've put like 20 hours in. I'm at 22 hours right now on Skyrim. And I've been enjoying it. I'm playing the special edition. That's what it's called. But I'll probably play, because I never played Oblivion. And I never beat Skyrim. I only played it on and off over the years, and I never got super far in Skyrim, but I'm like really into it this time around. So I'm hoping to get through at least the main story. I'm just so caught up doing all these stupid side quests that I don't even remember what the main story is anymore. But yeah, that's probably the oldest game that I'm playing right now on the B580. Yeah, and I mean, I'm not into like Counter-Strike, even though the CS2 count as an old game anymore. And I can't think of any other old games I would want to play that's like at least a decade old. I was a minute away from getting a 5080 at MSRP at Micro Center last week. Why didn't you get it? Danny and everyone in chat, on your first build, did you regret your GPU decision? First build ever. I still need to make this video. I have the graphics card, the original one. I never sold it. I let my brother borrow it, and then he gave it back once he upgraded. 280 EVGA. I don't remember. I think it's 1 gig. I need to look at how many. This model, it looks just like this. Do I regret my first ever build? Do I regret my GPU decision? No. At the time, actually, the reason I went away from NVIDIA at the time was because eventually I wanted 3 monitors, and they didn't have 3 monitor support on their graphics cards at the time. Now they do. Now they support whatever number. But then AMD had Infinity beforehand, which supported, I don't remember if it was just up to 3 or 4. But I wanted 3 monitors so badly that I hopped over to AMD and upgraded from this to an HD 6870, a Sapphire one. But yeah, I need to make some videos revisiting these because these can't do much these days. But that was my GPU progression path from the first computer I built with my own like money. Before this, I was on a laptop and then family computer. But I do not I don't think I've ever regretted any GPU decision I've made. Yeah, I don't know, man. All these people, I see these posts on Reddit, people saying like, oh, I jumped over to AMD, I regret it, or I bought NVIDIA and I regret it. Like, I have so many driver and game issues and stuff like that. I've never had major problems with the graphics card to the point where I wanted to return it or regret the decision. I don't know how I'm still live. We're ending at 8:20. It's 8:16 my time. We're ending in 4 minutes, guys. What are we doing here? I forgot about fries. I used to be so jealous. 2 micro centers in Georgia, 40 miles apart. How many micro centers are in New York? Also similarly placed apart? Like, what is going on? Underwater basket weaving. I'm like 2 to 3 hours away from 4 different micro centers. Still haven't made the trek. Micro center deals are good, but like if you're 2 to 3 hours away from it, which means 4 to 6 hours round trip, like honestly, the savings aren't that good. Where if you just bought from Newegg or Amazon for $100 more, it's like the same in gas money and time spent, right? So like micro center is good, but it's not like that good. Where making a long trek, like a lot, is worth it. Bought a 4060 and now I regret it. Saw a bunch of videos that said I should feel bad. Honestly, I don't know. The 4060, for what it was going for its purpose, I thought it was fine. I don't know, but something deep in my soul wants to sparkle B580, even though it's probably not from a 5700 XT. Yeah, I don't think it's that noticeable of a leap. Oh god, we're going to the browser again. This is where I get distracted and go over time. We got 2 minutes, guys. We're ending in 2 minutes no matter what. Tech power up. Let's see what we got here. Compared to a 5700 XT, which is kind of close to a 6600, right? It's like a 23% performance difference. So it's not huge. You don't get, actually, going from this to this, because of the way inversion math works, 50% more than this 77 is 30 something. So it's like a little bit less, it's like 40 something percent of a gain up. But yeah, still, like, it's not gonna be like eye-opening, like, you know, when people don't upgrade for like 5 years and then they get something that has like double the performance. It's not gonna be like that. But yeah. I regret rebuilding computers. No, you don't. No one regrets that. We are not trapped here with you. You are trapped here with us. Exactly. Oh, ADHD powers activate. Melissa is probably starving right now. I was supposed to make skin on pork belly. for dinner. I'm still gonna make it, but now it's late. It's gonna take me like 30 to 40 minutes to make it, and then we get to eat super late. I am a horrible husband. I should have just let her order food, order takeout. Does Micro Center ship at same price of the store? No, Micro Center, they ship some items, but they don't ship the good stuff. They don't ship the GPUs, and I don't believe they ship the CPUs. And if they do, it's not at any... It's like the same price as Amazon. Like, Micro Center has a store on Amazon. So you can buy from Micro Center through Amazon, but it's not any cheaper. So, Blind Tech, $5 super chat. Is Micro Center teasing a Tampa, Florida location? I live about 6 hours away from Miami, Florida, and 2 Georgia. Are they teasing? I don't believe so. I don't know how Micro Center chooses their stores and how they decide what makes them the most money. Wow, this receiver is almost out of batteries. Is that going to zoom in? Yeah, it's... Oh, I know. My mic is almost out of batteries. The receiver is plugged into the computer, so it doesn't run out of batteries. But yeah, this thing on here is going to run out soon. So I got to end the stream because it is now 8:20. Y'all, this was such a fun stream. I was a little bit worried, but you guys came through with the excitement with the Home Lab server stuff. I will keep you guys updated. I first need to go buy these drives. Buying these 12 terabyte drives is the biggest like force of me getting this thing started. So I need to go buy these drives, and then we'll go from there. So hope you guys have a great rest of your evening or day wherever you are in the world. Have a great rest of your week, and have a great weekend coming up. And I will see you either on the Discord server, in the comments of YouTube chats, or any other videos that you guys leave comments on, or in next week's stream. Have a good one. Take it easy. Bye-bye. Yes, I do know about server part deals. We did talk about that earlier in the stream. But that's a wrap. Blah!